I can hear you now.
This is
Yes.
good.
Cool.
Yeah,
And it's
I can hear you.
starting. Okay, says we're live. All right, let's do this thing. Sorry we're late, everybody, but it's gonna be, 3 hours or so of casting human versus AI stuff in Brood War. Glad you can be here today. We've got a lot of people here today. We've got Johan, Master A, nice username, Purple Wave, Sanko, and Helpan. All here to answer your questions about playing and developing against AI. And yes, hello.
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 All right,
I
very
think
good.
we should have introductions in from left to right, top to bottom. That's easier to organize with that kind of people. And back to you, Falcon, on that.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I'm just Falcon Paladin, been streaming Brood War for a couple years now. Really been enjoying that. Getting involved with the AI versus human stuff, both in StarCraft 2 and Brood War, has been a lot of fun. Was approached by Sanko to cast some of the replays and just set up the stream. Really excited to do that. And yeah, looking forward to the next 3 hours or so.
Who's next?
I think Johan should be next.
Johan
and
is next.
Well, the texts are.
Oh, no, it
It's not correct
changed.
anymore, unfortunately.
The cameras, man.
Because Discord is special, but I think we should continue with Johan, who is the author of Banana Brain and Crona, the two very great bots. And now we only see. Okay, eventually
Okay.
we will get it right, but let's go forward with the introduction. So
Oh my
finally,
gosh.
up to you, Mr. Banana Brain.
Yes, well, you already told the most important parts. Leave my name and the bots that I have. Yes, I have been working on my bots for about 3 years now, I think. My main focus used to be bot versus bot games, because that was what existed, tournaments for bots against bots and ladders. But now there's also a new thing, SCHNAIL, which makes it easy to play against bots as a human. And well, I'm very excited about that, because it allows me to see how humans do against bots. Well, most humans do very well, at least the very good ones. And I hope to learn some new things about how to make a better bot by looking at the replays. And of course, we're going to look at some today. So that's going to be interesting.
That is meant to be the focus of the show, and I think while Falcon sets up this stupid OBS/Discord thing, I will be prompting the introductions just to help the poor guy out a little bit. So I think the next in the line should be Haupan, who is the second on the screen now.
Yes, I usually go with Hao, and I've been developing my bot for almost 3 years, like Johan. And my bot name is just my name, Alpan, and it's based on a very strong bot called Iron Bot. Looking forward to more matches versus humans, because for now, at this stage, my bot is quite weak against humans. Although it can, beat quite a lot of other bots, but this is probably gonna be my next focus for bot development.
All right. If you don't want anything else to say, also your bot is called Halo on the SCHNAIL ladder. Let's be precise about that. Up to you, Master Ray, then.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to the viewers. Thanks for inviting me, Sanko. My name is Ray, Master Ray, and I'm just laddering a lot. I'm an A-rank Protoss on StarCraft Remastered, and I'm also the creator of the SCR chart replay analysis software, so maybe some of you know that. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here and experience some bot games and talk about that. Will be fun. Thank you.
And up to you, nice username, or I think I can call you by your real name. That is very widely known, right?
Sure.
So
My name is Joey, and my channel is nice username. I mostly do SC2 stuff, so I'm not a huge Brood War person, but these these guys reached out to me a couple months ago, and I started doing these games versus the AI bots, and like I love it. So I'm really happy to do a little more of it and be here on the show and everything. Like it's fun. So I'm really happy and I'm excited to.
Oh, fuck, on the Discord channel is showing on the screen, I think you
Oh,
should...
it is. Come back. Got it.
The production's been difficult today, but it's not like it's not a big deal because these games are I'm like really excited to just get into them. I can't wait to talk about the one that I played. So
Yeah, so we have 2 players and 2 authors so far, and the third author is Mr. Purple Wave himself. Hi, would you mind introducing yourself in 302 words? Exactly.
Yeah, 302. I'll keep track. Hi, folks. So I wrote the StarCraft bot Purple Wave. I've been working on it for about 3 years. It's won a few tournaments. It's a lot of fun to make. It's a lot of fun to see people play against. I'm looking forward to watching some humans play against Purple Wave. I also spent about 2 years working at Facebook AI Research on the Torchcraft AI machine learning framework for StarCraft. And I'm also happy to answer questions about that as well in chat. So, and looking forward to watching some games. This will be a lot of fun.
And last me, my name is Sanko. I'm the creator of the StarCraft Human and AI League, or SCHNAIL for short. And I started out with bot versus bot games and developing my own AI, but then I realized this is something that I would like to share with the wider audience, and there was no easy way to do it. So we brainstormed, and I with some help, of course, created the SCHNAIL client, which is currently in open beta. You can links are in the description. There are a lot of repeating questions, and I'd like you to check out because we have a FAQ and everything. And I also really like Falcon Paladin's work, and I thought that we should organize a show like this where we pit against human versus AI games. We will watch and get casted, whatever is the correct term of the verb cast here. So we do that, and then after we discuss the matches between the players and the authors themselves, because bringing those 2 sides together has always been well, not difficult, but they intersect in much fewer points than you would imagine. And that's my short introduction. I originally didn't want to play any games because I'm a decent developer but a very bad brute war player, but I will be one of the players as well. And I think that's enough for introduction. If Falcon says so, we can maybe jump into the first replay.
Yeah, I think we'll do it. We'll jump in here. We've got a lot of replays we can do here. How do we want to do this? Do you have one that you want to do first?
Well, just do it in order, like pick one between the participants and go ahead.
Okay.
Did you play any of them yourself, Falcon Paladin?
Did I? I did not.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna tell you to do it. You should though. After this, you should try it out.
Be good. All right. So we've got. Okay. So just everything's in the folder. Yeah. So we got. I mean, we have. Boy, people versus Allocute. We've got versus Halo here. We've got Helpon. I mean, obviously the nice username ones he's excited for. What
Just
do we
pick one.
think? Just picking one at random?
Yeah.
Yeah, pick one
All right.
involving the guys here. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we'll go down the list from there.
All right. So we have moved in game here.
So yeah, I will answer a few questions in the meantime, so you can set it up in peace. The SCHNAIL client does have an integrated StarCraft version, so you don't need to actually have your own. It is free to play, and it is well. You can go to the SCHNAIL.com website, link in the description, and yeah, that's it. All right, and. Let me check. Okay, everything seems okay.
Who's gonna host the lobby? Falcon.
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
How do you set up a replay to watch?
Just go to create a game.
Yeah.
Same way.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll show you. Your replays folder is it's in.
We kind of showed the game and password on the stream, so maybe not do that like next time.
Wait, what? I did?
Where did you put the replays? I gotta go in your replays folder, or like in this maps folder.
Yeah, just under replays. Oh, okay. So I just grab it here. Cool.
Yeah.
That's easy. All right, here we go. Let's go. I don't know, just because I like Locutus and Star Trek. Let's go ahead and do one of those. If we can find one here. Sure, let's do that. Tested Locutus on Tau Cross. So hold on, this is Anonymous AI versus SCHNAIL. Who's SCHNAIL?
The player name is that's the in-game player name. That's just it. These replays were grabbed from the SCHNAIL.com replay viewer.
Ah, okay.
By some players who were kind enough to submit them.
Okay, cool. So let's just do it then. Let's go. We will.
Can you... Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we not? I guess I can just get off. Yeah. All right. So I'll get off before I do the password.
Okay. Just write it.
We'll name the game SCHNAIL. We'll make it private.
And password should be
off.
what we discussed before.
Yeah, what we discussed before. Creating game.
Make sure you have no spaces also in the game name or password.
So, yeah, guys, Falcon is very bravely just said that he's gonna attempt to handle everything. So I kind of dumped a lot of responsibilities to him. So if you want to hate someone, please hate me, not Falcon, for the delays. So
I have good fans. No one's mad at me, I don't think.
I would certainly hope so. I think we are ready.
Is everybody in? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, my default password for stuff when I do streaming is sock, but it's not sock today, Lawrence.
Okay, and Falcon, it's your time to shine.
It's my time. All right, here on Tau Cross. Oh, you need to tell me who this actually is, though. Do we?
This was an anonymous replay, right? Since you grabbed it from the website, do you know the name? Are you able to get that?
I believe this one is Locutus.
This one should be Locutus, yes, because that was the replay that you picked.
So purple's so hang on. Green's Locutus.
Purple should be Locutus. Purple should be Locutus. The anonymous AI will always be the bot, and SCHNAIL will always be the human.
Okay, and the human is anonymous here.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we have an anonymous player versus a bot. So left side, we have the purple Protoss player. It is Locutus, not of Borg. It's a different one. And in the bottom side, we've got a green Protoss player, an anonymous human who has bravely decided to step into the ring versus this AI. All right, so PvP. Do you teach... Hang on, why... Did I just... Okay, I just heard a Discord beat. Anyway. All right, so do you guys teach the AI the meta of different matchups? Or... I don't know. I'm not sure entirely how this works.
So ultimately, when designing a bot, most of these bots are rule-based bots. They're traditional game AI techniques that have been used, in RTS games since the dawn of time, but pushed to their limits, made as powerful as they can be. So definitely, the author makes a top-down decision of what are the kind of strategies I want the bot to employ. So for a bot like Locutus, which has maybe 20 different strategies, all of those are something that are crafted by the author, and they're generally historically designed to win bot versus bot tournaments. This is actually the 10th anniversary of bot-on-bot tournaments, but now with SCHNAIL coming out, there's increasing focus on developing these bots for human play. So the strategies that you'll see will often resemble human strategies. A lot of them will be pulled directly from pro scenes, but sometimes you'll also see things which are designed because they tend to be more effective against bots than humans, or because they leverage the bot's specific skills.
Interesting. Okay, so like in PvP for humans, it's a lot of dropping, right? It's a lot of storm drops, reaver drops, murdering each other's probes for 20 minutes. What do you guys, as far as PvP is concerned, for the bot here? What strategies? Is there anything that is more optimal for a bot to do than a human, or is it just following along the same human meta?
So it's funny when we watch human pro play, we do see a lot of drops, a lot of things like that. And part of the reason they're able to do that is because they're able to both survive the early game. And when you have players of very disparate skills, often the game doesn't even go that long.
Yes.
So what you'll see a lot of in bot versus bot play is very aggressive one-base builds. You'll see games that are ending by 6 or 7 minutes. For example, Adeus is very excellent at a lot of one-base strategies and wins a lot of games in that time frame. So there are drops, there are shuttled reavers and things like that, but you'll see a lot of caveman StarCraft where the games are decided very early on.
Just brute force in the first 7 minutes, yeah.
Allocute is known for its excellent Dragoon micro. Maybe we will see some of that here. It has a lot of different builds. It was one of the bots that played a best of 5 against Cadenzi, who is quite a good player.
That's the one thing I noticed. The bots all have very good micro for the most part.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've seen in bots in StarCraft, both in StarCraft 2 and Brood War, so that's always really fun to watch. Do the bots have any advantages? Can they see the map? Can they... Do they have to scout? Fog of War applies to them. You know what I mean? Do they have any advantages over the human?
So they have all the Fog of War restrictions. All the same information is in the game.
Okay.
Mechanically, they're not really limited by field of view. They're not really limited by hand speed. So there's not really... So they can see basically the whole width and height of the map at the same time, but they are still restricted by Fog of War. There's also no, for example, APM restrictions. The bots can issue any commands they want arbitrarily to units.
Yeah, which is why we have 1700 APM for Locutus here. That would explain a lot. All right, cool. So both players are going for the one baser. It looks like our anonymous human is not going for the expansion. Maybe he knows what he's coming up against here. A little bit of some zealot harass coming in from Locutus, being handled fairly well by the anonymous players, up 21 to 19 harvesters at the moment. Has an overall supply lead as well. Doing some pretty good stuff here. Oh wait, hang on. No, Locutus is up. I'm getting these mixed up. The human player is down a little bit, but not expanding, and again, seems to know what's going on. The rowboat facility is coming in right now. Another gateway coming up from Locutus. Actually, 3 gateways. So this looks like a pretty darn straight up gateway style rush against a 1 gateway play from the anonymous player. We'll see how they do against this.
Yeah, it looks like the bot is gonna kill the person really fast.
Feels like it, yeah.
And I was watching the zealot harass, like the very first zealot that went in from our human player. I was surprised it got any kills at all, because like I was saying, the micro, especially with the workers from the bots, tends to really be amazing and surprising. So the green player or the human did get 1 kill, which even that surprised me, but I guess that's good because they got something with their zealots that didn't do a whole lot.
All right, so here we come. We've got 3 Dragoons and 2 Zealots versus 3 Dragoons, which should definitely favor Locutus here. But additional reinforcements should be coming out. Are we making... Yeah, we are making a Reaver. So a Reaver in base defense can be pretty decent here. It's hard to micro away from Reaver shots, but we'll see if the bots are better at that than humans are. So far, just kind of dancing about, using all the APM to do a back and forth dance here.
I was just about to point that out. You see how he kind of hesitates and he just dances back and forth. That's another hallmark feature of a bot play. I noticed this too in the games that I played. Like, when they don't want to attack, this is what they do. They constantly look and they're like, "Am I gonna do it?" No, and they back up and then they check again. It wants to attack, but it keeps running up and saying, "Oh, never mind." Oh, maybe not.
Good Reaver shot there. Coming in, though, decided it's time to go. Zealots trying to get on top of these Dragoons, trying to focus down the Reaver. The Reaver does end up going down pretty quickly now. And at this point, the advantage is coming into Locutus as the Dragoons are starting to fall pretty quickly for our human player. He is trying to expand. He's got another Reaver on the way. But it is looking pretty tough. That Nexus might have to be canceled. Like an incredible Reaver shot here might be enough to kind of chase. Ooh, good hit there. Might be enough to chase away these Dragoons, but they're coming on in. Second hit, big deal, but second Reaver does go down. The Micro, another Dragoon does go down for Locutus. The Nexus does finish warping in, but only one gateway is not really enough to keep up here. Second gateway has come in. Is it going to be enough to save this Nexus? It certainly doesn't look like it, as another Reaver's on the way, but they take a very long time to build. And the Nexus is falling pretty quickly, down to about 50% on its HP, and there's just not enough. It's going to go down.
Yeah, the bot crushed here. Like I was saying again, the Micro is just so impressive. Like it is really efficient with its control.
I really loved the Reaver shots. They were great from the human player.
Yeah,
it wasn't enough.
Yeah, for a second I thought that Green might even hold on, but the Micro's just too good. Look at how, even right now, when it's already won, it's microing so clean.
And that's it. Our human player taps out, recognizes he is outmatched today versus the robots. And that's it for our game number 1 there. Very cool. That was a good example of why you don't want to expand versus or bot. Good call.
Well, bots can do a little bit more in one base, I think. First of all, some bots have mining optimizations. Imagine that you can like frame perfectly micro all your workers. That can result in a 5 to 10% resource advantage, well, mineral advantage compared to a human. That's a very decided economic advantage on the long run. And that's why many bases, well, that's one of the factors why many bot authors chose to work from one base. And actually, you can support up to 7 gateways if you do it really well from one base. Not for long because you will mine out, but that's it. And I think the next one should be one of the between one of the participants present. Who wants to go first?
Oh yeah, you guys let me know.
Or fuck.
I mean, I'll go, but who else besides me played games? Because Falcon. Oh, really? Everyone did submit some.
I mean, we all played like.
Except so Falcon's the only one who didn't play any games first.
So Ray, me, and you, Joy, are the 3 players.
I think I want to watch Ray's game. He's an A-rank Protoss, right?
Ooh yeah, that sounds promising.
That's if people don't know, that's actually really hard to do.
That's
so
super good. Anybody playing?
I'm excited. Yeah, I think Ray's gonna smack this bot around, to be honest. So I kind of want to see what we got.
Yeah, anybody playing the ladder competitively today in Brood War is disgustingly good. So A rank is insane. All right, so let's look in here. Okay, so yeah, we got a Master Ray versus Halo PvT here, which sounds kind of fun. I want to do a PvZ though. Let's do that. Let's do Master Ray versus Crona. Does that sound fair?
Let's do it.
Any complaints? Excellent. Anyway, hey everyone in the stream. Sorry, not really paying much attention to you today. I try to do that, but sometimes when things are going, it's crazy. Thanks for modding for me, Omicron. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go. Just make sure we're not showing that on stream. And
so what I can say is, since I think I'm like the highest ranked player here out of the players we have here today, I try to play like as standard, as good as a human player would, to really show like the limits of the bots, to really try to see how the bots match up against a decent human build order that you could see from like better players on the ladder. So that's what I was trying to do in my games. So just as a little context for this replay.
Okay, good to know. The game is created if you guys want to hop in.
Yeah, and speaking of ranked play, there is actually ranked play on SCHNAIL itself. You can play against ranked matches, and you saw anonymous AI displayed. That's because if you play a ranked game, you don't see which bot is your opponent, so you can't just exploit the weak points as well. And SCHNAIL uses an ELO system comparable to MMR, and I have the highest ELO on SCHNAIL currently. But that's only because I have a command to set it manually. So otherwise it could be the other end.
If I wanted to go play some games versus the bots, where would I go?
Just SCHNAIL.com. What do you mean? Like download the.
I was
platform.
asking you to link the website, man.
Oh yeah, the website. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm too dumb to recognize that.
He set you up.
All right, and it is in the description, the link.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, Moonglaive is the side of our next replay here, left side of the map. It is the AI. He's brown, he is Zerg, and he is Crona. And on the right side of the map, we have a red Protoss player, Master Ray, A-ranked player on the StarCraft Brood War ladder, which again is insane. Let me just tell you, again, anybody playing ladder these days is going to be nuts.
From?
All right.
I like it that he asked
Don't
about
think
where-
Crona's going to say anything back.
Yeah. Trying to do the from build against the AI is strong. It's clever.
Solid choice.
So we have the developer for the Crona in here, don't we?
Yes, that's me.
Johan, right? Or Johan, I'm so sorry. Johan.
Yep.
Johan.
So do you mind if I ask some questions? What makes you know what makes Crona different than other Zerg bots?
Different? I have no idea. Mainly wins by using. It must be different in some ways. I think its strongest part is its circling always. It's very likely that it's going to do that, but I don't know that. I did not see enough to see what's up.
So for opening, for openings, does it just choose from a list of available openings?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
it has 6 of them against Protoss.
Okay, cool.
And well, 3 of them are Ling all-ins, and the other ones are more macro builds. The Ling all-ins seem to be more successful, at least on the bot versus bot ladder. I don't know about versus you.
Okay, well that's a 12 hatch for
Who's going to do
Crona,
that?
so no early pool here. Still
Oh,
could
okay.
definitely be
This
a
is not
Ling
a Ling
all-in,
match.
but not a super fast one. Yeah. And on the
That's
other
not
side,
a
it
Ling
looks like
all-in.
we are Gateway expanding here for Master Ray. Do you generally Gateway expand versus Zerg, or is this something you do specifically against bots?
No, I really played like I play every weekend on ladder. Like I'm streaming every weekend my A-rank games, and I do the exact same thing that I always do. Like this is a gateway opening for the fast expansion, try to harass a bit, and then play from there on 2 base.
All right, so the Gateway expand opening here, not the Forge. Getting a Zealot out first. Does finally manage to scout where the Zerg player is, scouting the wrong direction first, but that happens to the best of us, obviously. Gonna check the hatch timing, know it's a hatch first play, gonna check the pool timing, and recognize there's no gas coming in here either. So it's not gonna be Speedlings anytime soon out of Crona, which has gotta make Master Ray feel pretty happy about that, and he just tosses down his Nexus, no problem.
Crona is banking a lot of minerals though.
He is. So going
Nope,
for
it isn't broken.
go.
Yes.
I noticed
I
that
was
too.
a bit confused that the links are not super fast, and my Zealot, usually my Zealot, when it gets to Zerg base, I always get invited or welcomed by 6 Zerglings. But
Yeah.
this was not the case here.
Right.
But now I try something interesting. I try to out multitask the bots. We can see how that works.
Dang, Crona. Crona just went for a 3rd hatch at 3 minutes. Dang. All right, so he's macroing hard.
3 hatch build.
Yeah, 3 hatch build. Absolutely. So, yeah, this Zealot is not going to win versus 6 Zerglings. Run, Zealot. Run for your life. You don't have speed. You can't run them anyway. Back home in Protossville. Tossing up a Forge. Nexus, I already mentioned, is coming in here. Another pylon coming into avoid getting supply blocked. And, yeah, I mean, the Zealot just has to run for his life at this point. Second Zealot does get into the main, though, and drones are fighting against this. The micro from Crona not pulling away the wounded drones at all as they're getting smashed in the face.
I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So that's
the
what I
links
was
clean
trying
it
to
up,
do.
but I thought I was expecting a little better.
Yeah, I used my first Zealot to like lure the Zerglings away. The Zerglings followed this first Zealot, so I run it away, and then I sent the second Zealot in the base. And I was actually surprised that it kind of worked because the first 6 Zerglings were just following the first Zealot.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, so Crona has stopped mining gas entirely. Has 2 extractors, no gas income here. This is so weird out of Crona. I'm really
It
confused.
really wants to attack, but
It does, but the
not
3
working
zealots
out.
and the cannon support. It's a really nice wall set up here by Master Ray. And the Ling Dance is incoming. But seriously, Lair coming up with no gas income is so strange to see.
oh my goodness, I didn't notice that. What is that? Yeah.
He's getting a
I don't know
third-
how well
he's
that's
getting
gonna work out.
And a 3rd extractor with, again, no gas income. Crona, tell us your ways. What are you thinking here?
Well,
I think it's
to
very
be quite
confused.
honest, I have no idea.
There are basically 2 stages of bot development. When you're banging your head, why it doesn't work, and when you're banging your head, why it does work. So,
That sounds like most development for software anyway.
Mostly the first.
fair.
I have to-
Yeah. Oh, the Zerglings getting a surround on our Zealot boys. And the Lings decide they don't quite like the setup here. There's 5 Zealots, all very mean. None of them have any upgrades yet. The Lings are similarly not upgraded at all. We're still not taking gas. Crona is not having a good day. He's taking a 4th base, though, which is exciting.
I think the bot's gonna have to GG pretty soon if Ray decides to, pressure at all. Because the way this game's going, Ray's just gonna soar way past, where the bot is and just crush with whatever he makes, really. Because Lings, with speed or not, they're not gonna cut it past this stage of the game.
No, definitely not. I mean, back home, going for a Citadel of Adun, getting upgrades for the Zealots, continuing to pump those guys out, getting a Stargate, which is going to do awesome because nothing can shoot up here out of Crona. He's finally harvesting the gas from his main and from his natural. 3rd base extractor is still sitting empty. Somebody in chat asked what MMR is Crona, and I don't know that we have a measurement for that exactly.
No idea.
actually, we do.
We do?
Because I can't look it up right now, but there is a rank ladder, and there are well, it's not MMR, but it's called an ELO system, and it starts at 1500, and that's the baseline. I think Crona is currently slightly below that, but I don't know. You can, if you open your SCHNAIL client, you can see it immediately.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, I don't have enough attention to bring that up or look that up, but yeah, he's one of the better bots though. Maybe not making the perfect strategic decisions right now though.
No, this
Not in
Corsair
this
is
game.
going to be able to kill all of these Overlords. There's nothing that can shoot off. There's a Spire on the way. There's an Evolution Chamber and a Creep coming in for Spores, but I mean, we're not there yet either. One Overlord down.
Just never made drones, really. It was so all in with the Ling attack, it never got past that.
Yeah, and
It
not
makes you
making
wonder.
drones
what
now
a
either.
later.
What a weird match.
Yeah, have you seen, late game out of Crona Yoan? And what that
Not
might
very
look like?
often. No.
Not very often.
No, seriously,
So,
the legal ins are the most successful. This doesn't work that well.
I believe you. So, does it...
Simply does weird things sometimes.
When it picks the strats, you said it kind of just picks out of a list. Is there any weight based on the map, or does it make it? Is it completely random, or does it try to pick the best
It's not
build?
completely random. There's a weight, but it's based on earlier games, so it actually stores earlier games.
Oh, really? So
Where
it
it
will
won or
remember
lost, and if it
the
wins
earlier
more
games.
often, then it will pick that more often.
That's cool.
Yeah, if you play against most of these bots, especially the top ones, multiple times, they'll try to adapt to your technique and your strategies over time and try to pick things that are going to be effective against you.
That's awesome.
So this +1 speed lot attack is, we're just going to crush at this point. There's really nothing here that's going to stop this from happening. The 3rd base is going to go down. There's a couple things in production. Chrono's making 1 drone, 2 drones. But when it's 49 to 7 workers, I really don't think I care what else is going on. It's hard to win that game.
Yeah. Another thing you'll notice too, playing or watching the games, is the bots. Some of them can be a little rude. Like they won't GG as readily as your human player might be.
Are they programmed to, though?
Some are, yeah,
Mhm.
and almost all of them are gonna say GLHF to you.
That's
but,
good.
When it comes to GG, their manners are lacking sometimes.
They don't give up that easily, and they
Different to decide.
Yeah, that's
when you're
fair.
low.
Like, I don't know. I support them not giving up easily. It looks like a
Yeah.
hopeless situation. Maybe they can get out of it with superior micro, but
And,
okay
and
with
that actually happened too.
Yeah.
They look dead and they come back with some crazy stuff. So
People sometimes ask, hey, could you make the surrender logic smarter so it surrenders a little sooner? And the answer to that is always, well, the authors could spend their time to make their bots better at surrendering or better at playing. And they're going to pick better at playing almost every time.
Yes.
it's a great point.
And I have the opinion that most humans surrender too early. Like there could be a lot of comebacks or just I see people surrendering when the game is not actually lost. Maybe they know they will be lost, but they kind of expect that from bots as well. No, bots don't care. Bots will surrender when they have nothing else left. And Falcon, I think we can speed this up or end the replay here because of this.
Because there's one interesting part about surrendering.
What's that?
Let's speed it up to the end because there's one interesting part about.
You're
Oh.
waiting for the end. Okay.
Don't leave. Just speed it up to the end, and then we can see some interesting things.
You got it.
So he has still the fourth base, and I'm killing the main. I'm going to the fourth base now.
Yeah.
And you can see it has one drone now, right?
Yes.
And if you make it slower when my army arrives, then we can see that this drone is actually not giving up. This drone is still fighting. It's going to attack. It's attacking the zealots. It's not GGing, you know? It's not GGing. I retreat with my army, and the drone is going back to mining. So now I use my Templar, and they actually stormed the drone, and that was the moment the bot actually GG'd out. It actually said GG and left the game.
Glorious hovercrab saves motherland. So it's
Did
my.
it very best.
It GG's when it knows for sure that it cannot win. So if there's no army, no workers, no way to make anything, then it will GG.
That
makes
actually
sense.
Be 100% certain that it cannot win.
I think the next game should be the one that Joy said that I hate this bot or something along those lines.
Yeah. It kind of ties into what I was just talking about. Because
Which bot is that?
it's versus Purple Wave,
Purple Wave. Got it. Okay.
and he's here on the call,
Game created.
so
You
this will
can
be
tell.
extra fun.
You can easily tell by the nameplate Purple Wave. That's how you find him on Discord.
Yes.
I'm very excited to watch it. You know, watching the bot play is kind of like watching your very StarCraft skilled child play. You really root for it. You really want to see it succeed.
It does sound
Feel very
nice.
proud when it does.
I don't want to say what happened, but I actually like this game a lot. Like I was very. It's the first game I played when I jumped in last night, and it got my blood pumping, man. I was very excited.
Okay, looking forward to it.
I think it's an okay
one
game.
Thing about the last game before
Yeah.
we start into this one. So the last game was pretty one-sided, but I want to mention that this was probably just some problem with the bot locking up into this weird state where it was not really macroing anymore. It was just making some zerglings, but it basically stopped making drones after making 10 drones, and that sometimes can happen. I felt a bit bad to submit this to the show here, this replay, because it kind of portrays the bot in a bad way, but I want to mention that this sometimes can happen, and that doesn't mean the bot is like a bad bot or so. It just sometimes this can happen, and on another game it will still play perfectly well in macro and so on. So I just want to state that.
I think it's a good example of what can happen when you successfully defend, because it was gonna kill you. It wanted to kill you. You just had a good defense. You had a nice wall and everything. But yeah.
Game.
So it is a good example of holding off a strong timing from the bot.
Game ready in the meantime?
Yeah. Okay,
My
Purple
bad.
Wave just got in.
Sorry, I'm late. Here we go.
You're good.
Yeah, so don't judge a bot by one match. They have some of them have dozens of strategies implemented. So it's like maybe the bot can employ a strategy well and another not so well. Yeah, one match is saying nothing basically, just like with humans.
All right, let's get on in.
So this is my game versus Purple Wave. And I played this last night. All the games I submit, I played just a little bit ago. I'm not quite as strong as Ray. I'm not that good at SC. I do play quite a bit of SC2, so I am like an RTS player. And then SC2 I could get up to like Masters, but in Brood War I'm like D or E. So just so you know where my level's at, and what you can expect to see out of me when I'm playing. I have no idea where Purple Wave stacks up, but I would say it's one of the best, hardest bots I've played against.
It
All
definitely is.
Let's do this thing. Top left-hand corner, a fighting spirit. We have the blue, a Protoss player, Purple Wave. He's an AI. And in the bottom right, we have a very nice human. It is nice username. He's orange. All right, so what is... I don't know. Is your plan just to scout a lot? Nice username.
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have played this bot before, and every time I have, it spanked me.
Okay.
Now I screw up a little bit here. This was my very first game last night, right? So I was a little sloppy, but you'll see me maybe. I think I take a gas and cancel it, and immediately. And what I say is, what I'm getting at is I metagame this bot a little bit. I know it's gonna rush me with zealots, or I have a very strong feeling. Even knowing that, I don't do like I could have had a perfect hold or whatever, but instead it actually gets a little back and forth here, and I do scout. You'll see me scouting, and I'll actually eventually realize his gates aren't in his main.
Yeah.
And then when I confirm the proxy gate, you'll see the game kind of take off a little bit.
All right. Yeah, I love this. The proxy location in the center of the map, just so it's fairly fast to get to any of the other spawn locations, is awesome. Out of Purple Wave, I like that a lot. And then, yeah, probe just scouting in, like we said, not going to see anything inside the main base. Alarm bells going off in nice username's head. What is happening? Where are the gateways? How am I going to die?
What's going on here?
Yep. So throwing up 2 gateways back home. No gas coming up pretty smartly, as there's no gas from Purple Wave. And probe here for Purple Wave Scout is the bottom left-hand corner. Doesn't see any Protoss down there. Continues on his way. And let the Zealot production begin here for both players.
This game's so embarrassing. I'm almost sad.
Yes. Or go ahead.
Does it feel better or worse when you get defeated by an AI than it were a human?
I actually like. It's so cool when you face a good bot, because it feels a lot like playing a person. Sometimes it doesn't, especially when it does the little dance when it realizes it can't fight you. But for the most part, like, you can get some really good practice, and I think versus these bots, much better than you would ever get versus the stock Brood War AI, of course. So it hurts. It hurts just like it hurts losing to a person. Maybe a little bit less because it's not a real person, but it doesn't feel good. I'll say that.
All right, so Zealot's holding the wall, which is awesome. I love the shield battery. You have no idea how many comments I get on my videos. Protoss should make shield batteries all the time. Why don't they ever make shield batteries? So good to see you tossing it up here. That's going to be really nice against this incoming attack. Do you ever consider maybe a couple of cannons?
At some point there will be cannons, but I don't think that was anywhere in my mind. I just wanted to live right here.
That's fair.
I was really focused on surviving.
I support
and I felt
survival.
good.
Yeah, it's
This
looking
felt
good.
good to me.
Yeah, I mean, these
Again,
Zealots are not getting up this ramp. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think some of my experience versus bot, just like the bots can learn from us, like they'll remember. I remembered my games versus Purple Wave, and it would rush me. So I did scout, but also just knowing what was going to happen helped here.
Man, double shield battery. This is incredible.
I was so
stuff.
scared, man. It's beat me every time. So I started to feel really good here. Like, look at I'm up in supply.
Oh no.
I've held off the rush.
Purple Wave set up the cybernetics core in the path of the gas mining and screwed it up. Oh no!
Yeah,
look at that. Purple Wave.
I didn't notice that.
It's no good.
And merry-go-round.
So I was so feeling so confident for here. I mean, I'll just wait because it gets even better for me.
All right, so you go ahead and depower these 2 gates, which is a beautiful move. Loving that.
I have way more stuff.
You do.
What could go wrong?
Trying to figure this out, man.
Nothing. There's no way. Orange should never lose this game. That's what I think.
We managed to present a challenge to Falcon, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Just Zealots moving across the map. Let's do this thing. Probe sees there's really not much going on inside the main of Purple Wave. It's 41 to 36 total supply. Zealot count is higher for a nice username. Trying to supply block the Protoss would be my assumption here. Zealot's taking free hits for Purple Wave. That's never good. And loses one there.
All right,
dude,
so
Joey, what happens?
Watch its probe micro. The micro on the probe is just crazy. And I think this is a thing that can happen versus real players too. But the micro the bot displays here is very impressive.
Just basically.
And maybe some misplays by me, of course, but it's still.
Trip subs the Zealots and body blocks with the probes that are not being attacked, if I saw it correctly.
Beautiful.
So even still, I'm feeling good. Like, yeah, my attack hasn't quite killed them, but I'm like, I got Zealots on the probe line. I'm rallying Dragoons across. This still looks great for me.
I love that Purple Wave is expanding while this is happening.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was like, what?
Everything is going according to plan. Everything is fine.
to be honest, a part of me was like, okay, I have to win now. Like, it's it's making a terrible move. Of course I win. But all my Zealots are gone at this point, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just have to rally some goons in, right? Like I have more still, right?
Yeah.
And so here I come. And some more impressive micro is going to get shown off from the bot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the point where when the narrator says after a scratch and a freeze frame that, but he was not fine.
Yeah. So notice how good its targeting is. It wasted almost no shots on my healthy goon.
Lost
Somehow Purple Wave has 2 bases.
And yeah, and all of a sudden he's up in a base on me, which is just incredible.
Yeah, 31 to 24 workers still up on worker count, but that base count not looking good. Looks like you want to expand. You've got the resources for it. You got a probe down there. You're taking down Dragoons. You're making some decent trades here. Yeah.
With the, I did get ready to expand, but like, I could not, at this point, I could not believe what I was seeing, because I was so certain I had won, and it's starting to defend. I can't. I should probably run away at this point.
Yeah, this Dragoon micro is disgusting out of Purple Wave.
The Dragoon micro is really good, and I just couldn't believe it's alive. So the game goes on from here.
It continues.
Then it got worse.
All right, so nice username pulls back, wants to regroup a little bit. Kill a gateway, feel better about himself.
I think this is a good example of multitasking, how bots have just better multitasking, because I think Joey was very focused on this attack. He was like, yeah, I can kill him. He was so focused on the school micro and attacking, but he had a lot of minerals and didn't really expand. But Purple Wave, as we saw, actually microed and expanded at the same time. So he was able to multitask here.
Yeah.
And Joey wasn't really. So
yeah.
I think that's a good difference here.
Yeah, it's a great replay to show how good these bots are, because it just straight up outplayed me. It's pretty clean, actually.
Chrome in chat says, next time I have Zealots in my mineral line, I'll be sure to expand.
There's something to that. It's not quite over yet. We do fight, and I do feel like I'm gonna win some fights here. So I'm pushing in, and my goon micro is a little sloppy.
Let's just watch how efficiently Purple Wave uses his resources. because I think it never went above like 200 since
Yeah.
he plopped the Nexus down.
It's true. I don't know what I'm doing here. I was like trying to micro really bad and just not going so good for me. My minerals got pretty high then.
All right, so pulling back, and suddenly you're on the back foot. 3 Zealots, 4 Dragoons heading across the map here. You got a good number of Dragoons here.
And now I'm down in supply. I just can't believe this game. Even watching the replay, I can't believe I lost it. I'm still a little salty. Still getting over it, man.
No, that's fair. StarCraft is nothing if not salt when you lose.
And the bad thing is you can't even privately flame him after the game.
Yeah, that's all I ever gave.
I mean,
I invite you to privately play the author.
Yeah, I got purple wave here to take all the heat.
But it's like it's good because in the chat you can't say anything to the face of your opponent, maybe for the better, but now this is your chance. Come on.
I think a lot of players will actually enjoy that. The fact that, you know, you don't have to worry about someone flaming you or like being rude and floating their buildings and stuff, right? It's just playing against a bot.
I love that
Some
purple
bots
wave.
what they're building.
Well, purple wave's making DTs. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, it's good you pointed that out because
Because you didn't see it.
I am not ready. I'm
No.
not ready.
No.
And I have one cannon in my main. The DT is about midway across the map. And the replay is coming to an end here. some cannons get thrown down, but it turns out I'm a bit late.
Yeah, just a little late on those 2 cannons. DTs making
And I
a
didn't.
beeline.
It was blind too. The cannons were a total guess. I didn't know. I didn't know DTs were coming. I was just thought a push was coming. And I die here. I think a GG out.
Yeah, your
So-
natural base is dead at this point. You have no way to save it. And that's it. GG.
GG fucking purple wave knight. That's part of my language.
Very, very proud of my child here.
That was
No, it's honestly
very impressive.
that's one of my favorite bots to play. So I think I played it first actually.
Beautiful. So those
Yeah,
of you who are just joining, yeah, this is basically an exhibition of human versus AI Brood War stuff from Replay. We've got some developers here, we have some players here, and just explaining their experiences developing and what to expect when we're watching these replays, getting some insight, so I appreciate them being here as well. They're actually on Discord, Pikachu. This is not Zoom. I tried to be fancy. The fanciness did not work, so we're kind of janking it today, but so far I think it's working.
At least the replays are good. That's the important part.
Yes.
So yeah, and I was wondering how much of that gameplay was, for a lack of better term, emergent gameplay. It's like doing everything at the same time. And was there any consistent strategic level planning from your side, Mr. Purple Wave?
Well, the transition out of the Proxy 2 gate is something that's definitely thought out and considered. It's funny, the expansion timing was not intentional, and that's actually a bug. The expansion timing was a bug that kind of happily worked out, where because those gateways were unpowered, it didn't understand that it needed to replace them if it wanted to keep up the one base production off 4 gateways. So it says, hey, I've got all these minerals left over, and the next thing I want to do after pumping out of 4 gateways is build a Nexus, so I'll just drop this Nexus. You know, it's not like I'm about to die to these Zealots or anything. This is fine.
Reasonable. Extremely reasonable.
Seemed to work out, so can't blame that logic.
No.
In the meantime, just to parallelize it a little bit, Falcon, can I ask you to set up our replay versus Hopen, because he was the author who was not prepared, and while you are doing that, we will just wrap up the discussion on this match, because there is stuff left to discuss.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a Helpan versus just an anonymous player here, PVT. Want to do that?
Sure.
All right.
So yeah, and the unit micro was quite good from Purple Wave as well. Like the Goom micro is, I think Locutus might be a little bit, at least it looks fancier, but maybe a little bit more effective as well. But yeah, Purple Wave has some Goom micro skills.
Yeah, definitely.
it beats me every time, like I said, and I've played my fair share of games in both of Rubor and SC2. So if you're looking for a match and you don't want to jump on the ladder and get killed by some random Smurf Korean, which happens to me every day.
Yep.
That I like go download the bots. That's what I'm trying to get people to do. Go download the bots on SCHNAIL.com. What is it? SCHNAIL.com. And try them out, dude, because they're a lot of fun. That's all.
Yeah, alright. Game ready? If I can see
Yeah, we're missing Purple Wave.
Purple Wave.
Oh, yep, coming right in.
Haha, public shaming.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was too busy answering questions in the chat. You know.
Oh
it's
no, thanks for
tough to
doing
keep-
that. No.
I'll
Keep,
get that.
keep that going, definitely.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Let's go. On
We definitely-
Circuit Breakers.
We definitely didn't just make this up as we go along. That's not something we would do, right?
There was planning. Some.
Yeah, that was more of a joke.
Yes. Okay, so here we are on Circuit Breakers, a very popular, very long-running map between two players, one AI, one bot. Top left-hand corner, it is the brown Protoss player, the bot, who we saw in the last game. Wait, why is this Purple Wave?
Oh wait, didn't we want to?
This
want
is
to help
labeled
and
as
play?
Hellpan.
Mislabeled replay?
It might be, yeah.
Bots hacking your replays, man.
Must be. Hey, let me hop out. Let's try that again.
Wait a second, because I think yeah, no, okay, let's try it again.
Oh, do you think it could be Hellpan?
Nope.
Okay.
I bet this played first.
Yeah, this is labeled
No.
Hellpan versus human. So that is
That
incorrect. Yeah.
Bamboozled again.
Does someone else? Did anyone else play that bot here? I played that bot yesterday.
I did, but my replay is named Sanko versus Open, so I don't think that happened.
I have Sanko versus Banana Brain, Halo, and P-Dub Purple Wave.
Actually, let's we can watch my game. That's I think the only game when I played it decently.
Which one do you want to do?
Let's do it. Let's do it because yeah.
Sorry,
me
which?
versus Halpen.
You-
Sanko versus Halpen.
I don't see that one. The only
Versus Halo, maybe.
Versus Halo,
Halo.
sorry.
Halo, yeah.
Oh, Halo. Okay, cool, great. And
Halpen is the outdoors name and Halo is the but yeah,
Gotcha.
I wasn't clear on that.
game is created. Cool, Squeal of Fortune. Thank you. What's up, Perian Sun?
Okay.
And Joey's in. Let's go.
And this is an interesting game because I'm really not a good player. I don't I played competitively when I was in high school and haven't since. So, and maybe you don't see it, but I'm very old. So that was quite a time ago.
All right, we've got a Zerg versus Terran here, a matchup we haven't seen before. Bottom left here on Moonglaive, it is the purple Zerg player. It is Sanko, who's here with us today, obviously. And on the right side, it is the red Terran player, Halo. Excellent. All right, so ZVT action here. Is there a particular strategy Terran bots like to favor versus Zerg, or is it just kind of all over the map?
I think
my bot uses a lot of mech heavy builds because as if you were to go bio, it's very hard to control. For example, if the opponent's doing a 2-hatch neuter build, I haven't seen many bots that will form a bio ball very nicely. Oftentimes they'll just feed bio one by one, and yeah, that's one way to lose the game. And mech, relatively speaking, is it's easier to control. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. A little bit slower, a little more ponderous, but definitely very strong against Zergs for sure. So just barracks first in it here inside the main base for Halo into a supply depot. And the Zerg player... did you extractor trick?
Yes.
Nice. Very cool. Into the 10 pool.
No wall from Terran. Is that a big deal? Because I was kind of under the assumption you should always wall off for Zerg.
Well, it's actually an overpool, like Overlord and spawning pool. Doesn't really matter though.
Right.
I was kind of surprised because it looks like it's not a mech build. It's going for bio build. It's kind of new tactics I've recently developed to handle certain Zerg builds.
Something you'll see as a kind of a bias in what bots tend to do is what's expedient for the developers. And if you as a developer are going to make a Terran bot, for the Terran versus Terran and Terran versus Protoss matchups, you have to be prepared to play mech. So I think it's very common for Terran bots to also prefer mech styles in TVZ because the developers have already done the preparations to make them ready for mech styles in the other matchups.
That's a great point.
And also Bio is a little bit stronger in bot versus bot games than in human games, I think. Like recently we saw a very good Bio bot, so it's not as clear cut between mech and Bio as it is in human versus human world, I think.
Yeah, human players might be surprised to find that there are a lot of especially like Terran versus Protoss, a lot of the Deep 4, Deep 6 style strategies where you combine tanks with Bio. And bots are able to overcome a lot of the limitations of that kind of composition. For example, if you can dodge storms at instant speed and you can dodge scarabs at instant speed, suddenly it's a lot harder for the Protoss to actually punish you for having a bio composition instead of tanks plus vultures. The other thing that comes up is that for humans, the macro cycle of biotank is kind of tough because factories, siege tanks and marines have different build times. So if you want to keep up with production, you have to be going back to your base twice as often. But for bots, that's not an issue. So you'll see a lot more bots that prefer that kind of bio plus tank style in TVP.
Cool. No, that makes sense. Pretty strong too. So Ling checking to make
That's really
sure. Sanko trying to see if there's an expansion yet. Does not see one. So at this point, you want to be prepared for something coming out of the bot Terran player here. Going for medics. Got marines here. Opening with a pretty darn standard, 2 racks marine medic style pressure. I'm assuming they're going to pressure here, but we'll have to see. Creep colony coming up for Sanko. He assumes there's going to be some kind of pressure anyway, as the second one comes in too. Yeah,
I would hope so.
Yeah, the bots don't have limited APM, but they are restricted by Fog of War, so they don't have full vision on the map by any stretch. And here we go, Marine Medic. Zergling sees it coming and let the creep colony sunken defense begin.
That was an early warning, Zerling, as that was literally its job to get splatted by anything that comes. And it's interesting that, I won't spoiler, but it develops interestingly after this. And I think when nothing serious is happening, feel free to speed up the game, because in bot games, sometimes it's not that entertaining to watch the bot just macro up and stuff like that.
No, that's fair.
He just goes straight in, no fear.
Yeah, he took like 3 hits for free right there.
The SCVs come up a little bit late. Interesting. I mean, Zerg was just ready. Zerg was not nervous at all by the time I got there.
No. And
at least Sloppy, though, it wasted a lot of bio.
Yeah, really did. So this Firebat's going to come in and just die. Goodbye, Firebat. Everybody else is pretty smart to stay off the creep, but Firebat had a death wish, apparently. So, I don't know. It's still going in. All right. This is just donating Marines today.
How did you feel at this point in the game, Sanko?
I didn't have any scouting, and I was suspecting that maybe tanks or some stuff were happening. Then I realized that I have a lot of gas, and this is like exactly now I started to make the Spire. And I think I was thinking, I can get out 6 mutas when that Spire finishes, maybe. And I was kind of worried, felt a little bit safe, but I think this sunken placement and 3 sunkens plus links combined through the bot a little bit off, because I was able to kite it a little bit. I didn't know if you see, but I went up to the like above the evolution chamber, then kited them down a little. So
Yeah, I
they
noticed you
ran down the side.
You baited them a little bit into those sunkens. Yeah, that was great. And again, just more. This firebat. The firebats have no sense of self-preservation in this game. Holy smokes! They don't back up at all. They just move right into that sunken and die. Marines also dying, but they seem a little bit more wary. First factory finishing up here for Halo, and yeah, just kind of streaming, just donating units here to Sanko today. The units lost tab. I wish we could see it right now, but it's got to be hugely favoring the Zerg player at this moment.
I mean, I did lose a lot of Zerglings, but yeah, at this point maybe. And I think there is some grouping slash, I don't know, engagement when maybe the bot considers the whole squad, whole army when deciding engagement, but the whole army is not actually present at the same place. But it is great that I'm not the author and explaining how the bot works, so maybe House should talk about that.
Yeah, sure. So at that time, when I developed this tactics, I didn't consider, how effectively we should bio engage the Sunkens. The Sunkens are really the bane to any bio build if you have more than two. And the grouping, like you said, is really problematic here. A lot of the free units donate to the Zerg. Actually, this is one of the early version of this Zerg, I would say, and I think with the new version, which I haven't uploaded, it should handle something slightly better. Although, once again, it depends on how, what the placement, how you place the Sunkens. If you pack them all together, then yeah, I would say still it poses a very big challenge to the bio.
And that was the point when I was starting to get worried, because I saw the Vulture and I had 4 mutas at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was noticing too, Halo's main base is entirely undefended. Like, there is nothing here to stop mutas from coming in and killing everything.
Yeah.
There's a
mutas
window
are
here.
Gonna be scary. The way this bot plays, I notice it seems very micro heavy. Like, look at the way it's kiting with vultures, even when nothing's there.
Sorry, I have to stop you here. Look at the base right now, Howltime's base, because as soon as he saw the Mutalisks, like
and turrets.
Yeah. He started building the engineering bay. I saw that, but there was a good window for Muta Harass there for sure.
I think actually it wasn't, because I had 4 mutas. Now I'm moving out, I have 6 or 7. But as soon, like literally the second he saw the mutas, 5 missile turrets.
That's like you said. Its reaction time is so good. You can't let it see. Oh yeah, jeez. Sanko, what are you doing?
I thought I could kill that missile turret and then pick off the SCVs on the bottom. Clearly that didn't work.
The repair is
so
good.
So close. But yeah, so it looks like you have to surprise it, right? Because if you don't, it's gonna get turrets up way too quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Production tab here for Halo is a lot of things. Currently, Zerg production tab empty, which is always a problem in StarCraft. More mutas coming out here, but I don't know, you're not getting anything done at the main base. The Natural only has 2 turrets. Maybe a little bit more vulnerable, but we'll have to see. The bigger problem is that the Terran player is happily sitting on 2 bases, Zerg on 2, which numerically is not where you want to be if you're a Zerg player. Getting out to expand does seem a little bit tricky. I love the Vulture is covering the southern path too, so the traditional 3rd base location on this map is not really doable here. The mutas are pretty good stack there, and they do take down one of the turrets. Additional shots coming in, just kind of parking down in this bottom right-hand corner where the turrets can't hit him. And definitely killing some SCVs. That's it. It's 40 to 20 SCVs, though. But the harassment, pretty good.
Sanko's doing it.
And at this point, I was worried about the same thing. I wanted to expand, but I couldn't. So I started to make Hydras alongside the mutas because I had a large bank.
It really, the bots seem to have really caught up and then passed you in economy, right? Like it has, it has 40 workers now.
Yeah, doubled up in worker supply. not
The
floating.
way the game started out, I thought the red was screwed here with all the bio, you know.
Yeah, it was the biotech failed because of the micro mistakes, and now I lost a lot of mutas again, but
Yeah.
now a little bit more are coming in. But that's when I thought, okay, I don't care if I can just only I will damage any building that I can. I don't care what if it's a supply depot, it's a supply depot. But if I have those mutas, might as well use them.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. So yeah, I mean, picking off units coming out of the factory is really nice too, because they're going to be, you know, 1 or 2 at a time. Marines going down as they try to respond to this. The Muta harass is really good, but still, 42 to 20 workers. Halo is just consistently producing SCVs right now on 2 bases. Still not quite saturated at the natural base here. Additional mutas coming in, really feeling like Mutalisk is the attempted game-winning condition here. Engineering bay floating around just for vision.
How is Red gonna clean this up? Like, how do you get rid of these mutas? There's only turrets.
And the
there's no way for this version of the build. So in late stages of the game, I'm about to try to get some glides.
Yeah.
It's just not at that point yet. So.
It kind of looks like the bot's dying to this, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of does. Again, a lot of SCVs going down, but every time I look at that, it's still a 2-to-1 ratio for workers in favor of the bot.
Yeah.
Marines keep popping out of these barracks trying to save the day, but they instantly died, and the number of Mutalisks here. Bunch of mutas have died, but there are still 9 of them present.
And more coming.
Extra turrets starting to come up here, but the good thing about mutas is they can kill the turret and kill other stuff thanks to the splash of the glaive. And yeah, again, losing more SCVs here. This main base looks like it is completely on fire. Vultures are like, our base is under attack. What do we do? Well, we can't do anything about these guys at all. Main command center getting focused down. SCVs coming in just to die to all of the mutas. I know.
Vultures should really dive in.
They really should just dive in and see what they can do. Maybe do a run by into the main base, kill all of these workers. That'd be nice.
I mean, I feel like that many you could even go for the Sunkens at this point. Just so much.
The Rambai would have killed me at this point, or any point before. Maybe they can take down the Sunkens as well, but we have
the way they fan out when the Muta runs over them. It's awesome.
Yeah, just rallying mutas over to the right side here. I mean, there's a third base sort of coming up here. Halo's scouting a third base location. Isn't actually building a command center up though. That's a couple of barracks he's working on.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's fighting, and at this point you can see it is still fighting. And yeah, I started to make hydras to clear up the vultures.
It's still afraid of you too. It's running away.
Are spider mines not part of this build?
Look at that concave. Look at the.
I know, it's hilarious. They're just all keeping their distance.
It's like trying to spot drip flies.
No, the build is designed to, you know, eliminate the opponent with the bio force only. The factory units, they're just follow-ups. There's no, I mean, the winning condition does not depend on the factory units, so I don't think there's any plan for spider mine research.
Okay, fair enough. Hydra's made it somehow through the gauntlet over to the natural base of Halo. Gonna help take down some of these turrets, which is really nice stuff. And yeah, worker count used to be 40 plus. For Halo, it's at 17 now, which seems fairly problematic. Not actually still expanding. This third base, not a base at all. And it looks like this might be it for Halo. It's not looking good for the Terran player.
At this point, I also metagamed the bot because I thought, okay, if you're not gonna engage with your vultures, I'm gonna just kill your buildings because that's the win condition.
Yes.
So, and this is almost the end of the replay. I think we can speed this up. And it was the bot's game to lose. I didn't play too well. I think my APM went above 100 like 2 times. So I'm really not a good player. I just found something that works and exploited it. But it was more luck than skill from my part.
The untouchable vulture is still out on the map.
Refusing to die, refusing to engage with anything.
The way the vulture control is just amazing. it's kind of what I was talking about earlier about how the bot micro can just be so out of control. It's just inhuman, literally. But like, it's impressive to look at, even if it wasn't very effective this game.
Yeah, so the vulture micro is mainly based on potential field. So there's attraction force. So they'll try to get closer to their friends, their allied units. But there's also repulsive force, which is typically presented by the enemy. If the enemy is too strong, then they'll try to go away from that enemy unit. That's the basic idea.
I just want to point out in this game that Sanko here ended up killing 153 units and losing 34. That's a pretty good ratio.
It's good numbers, yeah.
Insane.
I played Zerg.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
I think we should continue with a banana brain game against someone.
I have one, but it's probably the worst replay I submitted. So I'd rather pass on my replay versus that one.
Anyone else played against it?
Somebody volunteering to play a show against Banana Brain? Who's Niblime?
Niblime is actually one of the CPL coaches, and he was invited to this show, but unfortunately, due to time zone issues, he couldn't participate.
Okay.
So that's very unfortunate. I would have loved to have him, but yeah. But he still sends some plays. So if we have a play against Banana Brain, let's watch that.
Yeah, I do have a Banana Brain versus Niblime here.
Do it.
TVP. All right. And the game is up.
All right.
Somebody asking, is that the guy from 2 Minute Papers?
Who?
Somebody.
Also, no. The answer is no. But who is he asking?
I don't know.
Also, what is 2 Minute Papers?
Yeah, that's a good question too. Maybe they'll clarify. What's up, Sesti?
We're the people from 2 Minute Zerglings.
All right, we're going to be on an Andromeda 1.0 here. And let's go.
Oh yeah. Now that seeing this map, I want to add many maps to SCHNAIL, but maps work a little bit differently in remastered than 1.16, and SCHNAIL is running a 1.16 version. And big shout out to Freakling, the legendary map designer who helped us add some more to SCHNAIL.
Excellent. All right, so Andromeda, top left-hand corner, we have the purple Terran player. It is Niblime. And in the bottom right, he is a bot. He is orange. He's Protoss, and he is Banana Brain, which is kind of a fun name. Proterities in chat saying Banana Brain is strong. We expect a lot from this dude. Entirely fair. We'll see how that goes. The name is a little bit misleading. Banana Brain seems to imply a lack of intelligence, but who knows? We'll find out.
I will say, I played 5 or 6 games last night, and I lost only 2, and it was to Purple Wave and Banana Brain. So,
all right, fair enough.
Anecdotally, it seems to be pretty strong.
All right, this is a longer replay. I'm gonna toss it up to ×2 and step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Carry it for me, guys.
You know, I think bananas are a lot stronger than people give them credit for. We just don't really get to see them put their skills into action. This game is really gonna be a chance to see that. It's a rare occasion.
Yeah.
So I want to mention, for anyone who's not realizing this is the same. This bot is the same. I'm not sure if it's the same bot, but it's done by the same author.
That's a good point.
From
Yeah.
the first game that we saw, where I played against the Zerg, who
Crona.
only made like 9 drones.
Yeah. So the Crona bot, the Zergling Brush bot that was brown, is the same author and the same developer, and like when you look at the description in SCHNAIL, it says like this is just Crona, but it plays Protoss or whatever. So they should be very similar, or at least have
It's
some.
more probes than it made drones, I'm very sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got it. Like, no, I didn't. Whatever. It's your hard. And So yeah, I'm watching the stream a little bit because it seems that yeah, we are looking at the Terran player, and yeah, unfortunately you can't really see anything.
Oh yeah, Falcon Paladin had control of the camera, but you're
Yeah.
not. There's not a lot happening on the map.
No.
It's a very standard game so far. Protoss took a Nexus.
I had a second gateway.
Is anything not standard? This is like as standard as can be, really. The getting goon range.
We have yeah 2 gateway thingy cybernetic score, and the first 2 goons are coming out, and in the other side we have the siege mode research, I think.
Siege expand from Terran, which is also really normal, right? That's a very standard opening.
Mhm.
Protoss
And-
going with the robotic facility, chasing out the scout.
Kind of an early eBay. I think the eBay is kind of playing it a little safe. Or no, I'm actually not the expert here. What do you think?
You gotta have it not too late to avoid DT rushes. If you can't rule out a DT pressure, then
Yeah, good
you
point.
gotta have the detection.
That's probably normal too. Everything's normal.
Falcon, I think you're muted.
No, I'm here. I'm back.
Okay.
Just waiting for you guys to
Welcome
finish
back.
your thought. Thank you. It's quite a journey I took. All right, so Tank does end up killing 2 of the Dragoons here. Nicely done, Siege Tank. The natural enemy of the Dragoon. Nibble, here trying to expand, but like the Dragoons are super annoying. Is he actually blocking that from landing? Is that intentional?
Oh wow.
No, change his mind. We're
No,
out.
it's not intentional.
Just
No, that's
accidentally
not-
blocking the land command.
Yeah, they just happen to be there.
Something you see a lot of his bots being very aggressive with units, because if you have unlimited attention span, you can pull them back at a moment's notice. Why not be as aggressive as you can? Why not push up as far as you can go?
Yeah, there's no reason to sit back and macro up if you're an AI.
Ooh.
Always keep the
This
pressure
is
up.
very aggressive. I don't know if it is gonna work.
It doesn't look good. The
Yeah,
repair
so
on the tank is sick.
Banana Brain gets pushed back. For a second, I got nervous that Tank was gonna get gunned down there for purple.
Good Maynard transfer down to the natural base. Tanks on the high ground versus Dragoons. I really don't think you should poke in here a lot more, Banana Brain. But his natural base been running. He's got 38 workers to 33 in favor of the Protoss player right now. He is working. Oh boy, already has a robotics bay, got an observatory, all the keys, all the little pieces you want. Is he
Got a
just?
shuttle out too.
I know.
Yeah.
Look at that shuttle dancing. But to what end exactly? Oh, it's gonna drop Zealot on the tank.
One Zealot.
Nice.
I love it.
That was nice.
I like
Ah,
that.
tank's almost dead. 10 health.
Repair it, Nablime. Good job.
Yeah, I like
The
Like
shuttle
how-
dancing
how-
is my favorite dancing so far. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I just wanted to say how like how synchronized Neblime's movement.
The observer dances a little bit too. on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
edge
yeah.
of the turret. Oh, he chilled out.
Oh, he stopped.
Overall, though, I'm just noticing that this is a much better showing than that first game, obviously, with the Zerglings. It looks also still very aggressive though. Like it's doing better, but it's also a very aggressive style of play. Johan, are you an aggressive player, man? Do you just like to attack all the time
Well,
in your own games?
I am not really an aggressive player, but
No?
also not a very good player. Usually I just build up a lot of stuff and attack. I mostly do.
Bot authors as a group are just very, very angry people, and their bots are the way that they take out their wrath.
So Banana Brain has 4 observers up here, and generally the same location. Yes, you will see all the spider mines, I believe, in this location, if you're going for that.
Yeah.
It's not
Vulture's
Another
scouting
thing-
around, trying to see if there's an expansion. They will see this third, I'm guessing, based on the movement patterns here.
Another thing that bots can do is just micro down spider mines without even vision.
Oh, these vultures are gonna get a lot of work done on the right side here.
They're getting in there. Probe's running for their lives. Zealot's not really responding. Yeah, Probe's not running from the third base, and tried to engage into this tank line. Banana Brain did. Didn't go super well for him, but let the Zealot tank bombs continue here. Friendly fire splash is a big problem for those tanks.
Maybe he should just scale that up, because as far as I can see, it's only one zealot at a time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do anything else. good. But I
So
could, of course,
far-
put more zealots in the shuttle.
At first, I was I liked it. That I was favoring. I thought Protoss was looking ahead just a few minutes ago, but now I'm starting to look like I think it looks like our human players ahead. I think Terran, excuse me, is doing more. They're getting more done here. As I say that though, yeah, now the attack fails for Banana Brain again. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And... Go on.
I mean, it's all about tank count, right? Tank count in TVP is huge. Once you get up to a certain critical
Yeah.
mass of tanks, any ground assault from Protoss is going to fail.
yeah,
So just working on making, you know,
there
two
is a
more
Stargate
factories.
and a fleet beacon is about done actually. So Banana Brain is looking to the future, transitioning away from gateway units.
Like most Protoss, Banana Brain hates tanks and is just going to take to the skies. Smart.
This game is far from over. It's like
Yeah.
Banana Brain is gathering the big ball of death as a Protoss, but this walking into siege line and then dancing back is
Ooh.
a lot. Oh, that was a nice little bump.
Barely got out of there too. I didn't realize that I was juggling the Reavers in and out of the shuttle as well. So this army is actually pretty scary from Protoss. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, the juggle is insane right now.
Even if, yeah, he needs to definitely not engage that, but any other position, his army is pretty frightening.
Couple Goliaths overextending here. Not great. Carrier production has begun.
It'll be interesting to see whether the Blime can actually push out across the map with these tanks, because there's this ever-vigilant bot Protoss army waiting to strike as soon as any tanks overextend.
Yeah, it is very vigilant. Like it's so aggressive all the time, never backing down.
Nablime, nice big time vulture attack at that third base again. Going to fairly easily take down these two cannons and go after some more of these probes.
That's actually so bad. That's so bad for Banana Brain. It's gonna get way behind in economy now.
Yeah, it really needs that third base to make these carriers viable in any sense. But it's 53 probes to 70 SCVs right now. Banana Brain, third base ravaged. Spider-Mine's getting tossed down, so responding zealots end up getting killed as they're taking down the vultures. Awesome. Really great
Good job
play there.
from the human player.
Did you see that one Spider-Man was actually killed by a zealot? And didn't take a zealot. That was awesome. It was around the mineral.
Yeah, did see that.
That's not intentional, is it? The zealot diffusing the mine like that? Is that something that the developer would have programmed in, or do you think it's just kind of happened with some other rules?
I think it just
Okay.
he thinks the Spider-Man does the most damage when it's nearby, so let's just attack it.
Got it.
I love the single carrier just being like, I got this, guys. Let's do this thing.
It's very brave. Ooh.
Good storm. Beautiful
Yeah.
storm. Doing a lot of damage to those Goliaths. Still direct
landed.
missile turret hits on the carrier. Nope, ends up getting taken down here. Jumping on top of these tanks. Nablime floating about 3,500 resources right here. 3,000 minerals, 500 gas, which is not super great.
Yeah, so Terran cleans up, but if he was macroing, he could just run across the map and end the game. Like if his macro was a little better.
Yeah, at this point, it almost feels like... Yeah, Goliaths, right? 7 Goliaths at a time in production. He knows what's going on. He knows what's coming. He's trying to get
So
body
now-
shots here. Spider-Mine hits, though.
Can Protoss come back, you think? Can Protoss take advantage of Terran's weak macro and come back, or do you think that there's no way?
Well, I
It's a
mean,
lost
Protoss
cause.
is already up 73 to 66 workers right now. He's recovered insanely
Oh,
well.
yeah, and the supply in general is way favoring Protoss all of a sudden.
Yep.
Terran's gonna run out of gas soon too, and there's no sign of a third gas base.
No, there's no third base. Look at
Wow,
this fourth
I-
base coming up from
I'm
Banana Brain, top right, too. He's just like, whatever,
I'm
we'll throw up a
actually pretty
Nexus.
impressed with what I'm seeing from the bot right now. I didn't think it was going to be ahead, and now it's way ahead. Well, way ahead maybe an exaggeration, but it looks good.
Definitely ahead. Working on further upgrades for the carriers. Really only making one carrier at a time. It's a weird hybrid strategy here. Usually if the pros are doing this, they just go for a large group of carriers and maybe a couple High Templar, maybe a couple Dragoons, but this is very balanced. For Reavers, Dragoons, Zealots, carriers. Again, something that maybe professionals couldn't really handle that the bots can with their multitasking.
And the tank line is cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like two tanks on the map right now.
The Reaver micro has been out of control all game. It's never. Look at those things. They're never getting killed. You can't touch those Reavers with micro that good.
They're taking a couple hits, but yeah, they are pretty healthy overall.
I wonder if I can see the kills on them. It's only 2 on 1. Let me see if I can get the other. I'm 11 on the other. That's
Yeah. That's the one.
And they've just been getting value. Like he's had them for so long. So the Reavers have been doing Protoss really good, and then like you're saying, have you seen that Reavers and carriers?
No.
Like that? Not.
No, Reaver, Carrier, Zealot, Dragoon, High Templar is not a standard comp.
not with
carriers.
not
Yeah.
with the supply now.
No.
And there's so many,
Yes,
so many things going on the map. Like the top right expansion is up and running, and I think the human player's attention is extremely taxed because he's kind of occupied with the micro all the time in the middle, while Banana Brain is just doing everything.
Yeah, the Vultures killed a bunch of probes trying to transfer that top right-hand base, just wrecked them. But at the same time, the front is having troubles. Reaver with 17 kills at the front here.
Nice.
The shuttle
Yeah.
can't really help here because of the missile turret. But, yep, now comes and picks it up once it's safe. That's a smart shuttle.
The natural is almost broken for Terran, even though Terran's also harassing on the top right. But he's going to lose his natural, which is way more important.
Yeah, that Vulture's got 11 kills up there. Just been killing probes haphazardly. Archon in the mix. There's really not much Protoss army at the front here either, though. And the defender's advantage is kicking in for Nablime. Is actually going to chase this away. Chase away the shuttle. Chase away the carrier. The shuttle's empty, which means the Reaver did end up getting taken down. Vulture's just making sure this top right never really happens. I mean, that's pretty good, man. The Zealots are no match for how many Vultures these are. The Zealots are just getting obliterated. The K2 carrier is going to try to kill these Vultures as fast as possible, but Banana Brain continues to stream probes to this top right-hand corner.
Look how broke Protoss is. Protoss is completely broke now.
With, under 100 minerals, yeah.
Yeah, with the harassment that Purple pulled off on the top right, he completely destroyed Protoss economy, but now, like, can he destroy the Protoss army is a question.
That is the question.
Keep that in mind that bots are extremely good at spending their resources. So it's a little bit more balanced than that, and Banana Brains still have 2 mining bases.
Yeah.
That's true. The worker count is almost equal.
Yeah.
Banana Brain is
impressive.
floating 2,500 gas, which is so much gas. Continues to transfer probes up here.
Yeah, I want to mention that I think Nablime actually exploited this fact. Correct me if I'm wrong, Johan. But it looks like Nablime killed all the probes on the top right and then just waited there on the ramp. But Banana Brain just realized, oh, there's an empty mineral line I have to send more probes to. And then he sent probes, and lost them all the time, and he sent more and more.
It's true. Probes don't care about their safety at this moment.
No. God, the massacre is real, though.
The what Purple did on the top right, and like Ray was saying, sitting on top of the ramp, regardless of if you're playing a bot or a human, like getting on top of a person's ramp is a great play. But yeah, it looks like it was doing something a little silly, which was sending a ton of probes into their death here.
Still doing it.
It's doing it right now.
Yeah, once the probes die and there's an empty mineral line without probes, it immediately sends probes from
the vultures are going right back in. So yeah, Purple definitely taking advantage of the bot's logic here.
I love that Nablime's taken that left side base. He's taken the center. He's expanded to the bottom left. He's really taken advantage of how pulled back Banana Brain is right now.
Taking the center base. Wow.
Gutsy. 2 Vesping Geysers here, but super exposed, especially to things like carriers, which you could take advantage of these little high ground barriers to kind of hide in the shadows and snipe at the space. I like it. Did the bots play in AI competitions online at all?
Yeah, this is actually the 10th anniversary of the first bot-on-bot tournament for StarCraft. There's two 24/7 ladders where bots are constantly playing each other and you get ratings for them. And there's also several tournaments each year, which are more event based, where all the bots are playing in one big event, maybe elimination style, maybe round robin. So there's a ton of bot on bot competitions, and the bots that you're playing on SCHNAIL have in many cases been developed for years, leading up to the release of SCHNAIL, primarily in bot tournaments, but now increasingly being adapted for human play.
So I love the Zealot line.
Conga line.
Yeah, the Zealot Conga line. That's
Oh my God.
fantastic. That's hilarious.
That's awesome. That has to be programmed in, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
tell it to do that. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's good wall though. Like nothing's getting through that.
Usually it uses that to wall off a ramp, but it also works for wider choke points. It
That
still
is a
does
very
that.
wide, that's a wide choke point. Oh my God.
All right, and Blime decides it's time to push on in. So we're going to jump in here with tanks with a ton of Goliaths.
How many carriers is that? Let's see. 5? Oh wow. So many interceptors died to Storm.
Yeah, Storm is really good, though. Continually getting tossed down on top of these tanks, on top of these Goliaths. Banana Brain trying to push out right now.
There were huge storms.
Yes. Beautiful blanket of storms, too. Not a lot of overlap either.
Terran's pushing through anyway. A lot of carriers are gonna die here. There's too many Goliaths.
Yep, Goliaths are sitting on +3 attack, +2 armor, which is beautiful. Gateway units are at +3 attack and no armor, interestingly enough. Is that something programmed in for the Protoss not to get armor versus Terran?
I think that's something not programmed in.
I was gonna say it's probably something programmed out. Something left out.
I'm not sure if it gets any air upgrades. I don't think so.
Only one forge. So couldn't
And
do
it
that.
does get force upgrades, but it does the attack upgrades before the armor upgrades.
And Banana Brain did broke out.
Yeah,
from
I
that point.
did manage to just barely break out here. It's not a huge army, but it's pretty threatening to the center expansion that Blime has taken. Single carrier here. A shuttle did fly right into the Goliath fire, so that's not happy, but a couple others are here to help these Reavers get super optimal shots out. And Blime is bringing in reinforcements from the top side. He is going to try to chase this away, and it looks like Banana Brain doesn't like what he sees. He's going to back on out. Again, Vulture in the top right, just happily going to pick off probes as they run past here. Just not guarded all that well at all.
I was
here.
watching that too. The way that purple has controlled the top right has been essential to this game.
I noticed
like, it's really.
So Banana Brain has like 3 or 4 or 5 idle probes at the top right here, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Is that because it's oversaturated, or
No,
what are they doing?
It's oversaturated. There's
Okay.
no place to put them to work, so it just
So they sit. That's good.
Yeah, we have to mention that there's only one mineral line left for Banana Brain. This is the top right. All the other bases are mined out. So this is really like the last attempt for Banana Brain, I think.
Yeah, and Blime recognizing that, he's going for that top right to take it down. Carrier gets wiped out by the Goliaths. Observer's taking serious shots there too. And yeah,
Looks
just
like he's-
sieging up. It looks like at the end of time here for Banana Brain.
Let's see. Some zealots. I don't see. Does he have much else?
The Zealots have to run through this spider minefield, which is not great for them.
So top right's gonna go down.
Yeah, there's no saving it.
I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for Banana Brain.
That was an awesome game.
That was a good game actually, because yeah, there was so much. Like I wasn't sure who was gonna win, to be honest.
No, it was this exploit that you mentioned. I think that was the turning point. It's like Banana Brain just gone broke doing that. Also, if you don't have a lot of income, Reavers and Carriers are not your unit.
Yeah, for sure. If you're low on minerals, making a lot of Reavers and Carriers is going to bankrupt you real fast. Know You and chat asks, how do developers handle weird map features like neutral buildings, blocking mineral patches, and like everything in Intercoven? Do you hard code stuff, or just what do you do?
Well, I'd say there are probably 0 bots that can play Intercode competently right now.
Fair.
There might be fewer humans that can play Intercode competently right now. That's a challenging fact. I'd say in general, the bots are good at whatever they need to be good at. So if a map is in competition, developers will prepare for it. So for example, there's a tournament which for many years had Plasma in its map pool. Plasma is a 3-player map where the bases are separated by eggs. So it's a little challenging. But because it was in the map pool, developers prepared the bots for it. I'd say some of the adaptations are likely hard-coded, but you're also going to see cases where, if a certain feature pops up on a couple of maps, you'll see a generalization for it. So, for example, you'll see a lot of bots that know how to mine out blocking minerals that are dividing bases up.
GG.
GG. Banana Brain taps out. The Blime is our winner.
And I think it was truly a great game.
I agree. That was a great one.
Yes, it was.
One thing I wanted to ask is I saw some zealots retreating when encountering a spider mine. And is that something intentional? Do spider mines have a blast radius? Like a siege
They
tank
do.
splash? Yeah.
But I don't think my Zealots retreated because of that.
Okay.
Because of too much enemies nearby. So.
Okay, because between the time of the explosion of the spider mine and taking the actual damage, you can move away a little bit. And if it works similarly like to the siege tank splash, which is doing less damage at the edges, then it might be something. But then it was just a coincidence then.
I think so. I don't have any real handling of spider mines. So also no exploiting by mine tracking, for example. It's all a good idea to program, but I don't have it yet.
Alright, I think the next game should be between Ray and someone.
Okay.
Sure.
Just go around.
I have one against Halo, which is very short, and then I have a longer one against Purple Wave. So
Okay.
it was one of those.
Your pick, Falcon.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the list here trying to find those ones. Sorry,
It's called like the matchup in the beginning, like PvP or PvT, and then versus Halo versus Purple Wave, one of those.
Gotcha. Okay, let's do PvT versus Halo for Master Ray. Additionally, just throwing up on the screen here, there is a SCHNAIL plushie you can get off of Shopify there. There's a link in the description to grab that if you want. It is adorable and very cute. Also, further links available just for the SCHNAIL website and making computer do things and whatnot. So, game is created. You guys can hop in when you're ready.
Yeah, we actually, that's one of my proudest achievements, that we created a plushie from the mascot. I don't know why, but it gives me immense joy. So
it looks great.
It looks absolutely amazing, and it's a great way to support the project. So you should check it out. All right, we are ready, I think.
Let's go. Hopping into Heartbreak Ridge. Haven't been there today. I don't know why the speed on here defaults to normal. That's annoying. Alright, left side, we have a yellow Protoss player. It is Master Ray, code A, StarCraft Brood War player. On the right side, it is an AI. His name is Halo. He's brown, and he is Terran. Never heard the word plushie before, Chrome, huh? What do you call those? What would you call that thing then? Now I'm curious.
Do you remember Beanie Babies?
Yeah. Beanie Babies were all the rage.
That's kind of what they're like.
Yeah. Although I'm assuming Chrome is in the UK because his name is Chrome UK. Were Beanie Babies big in Britain back in the time? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was an American thing.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like a toy, like a little
soft toy. Fair enough.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuffed animal.
Beanie Babies?
Sorry, what?
When you hear rich off Beanie Babies? Back when they were selling for thousands of dollars?
Yeah,
well, everyone thought they were, yeah.
Picture of the couple in court separating out the big pile.
Yeah. They're getting a divorce and they're separating their resources, and like there's 150 Beanie Babies on the ground.
So good.
So good.
You can take the ass, I'll take the Beanie Babies.
Another standard opening, right? Nothing about this opening looks unusual.
No. Nope, going for right into factory, which makes a ton of sense. 2 factory opening here after the barracks.
It's probably called.
We can realize that the SCV count is very low, so it was actually cutting a lot of
Oh,
SCVs
wow.
to get
Oh
the
my
second
God.
factory earlier.
Yeah, right. That's actually crazy. Why is it cutting so many SCVs?
So this is actually I wrote a program about that. So I wanted to get 6 vultures as fast as possible, and that's what
Is
the
that
program
what you're
told me to do. And yeah,
Because there's no. Usually, you're not going to see someone cut their economy so heavily. That's like really sacrificing a lot. But now, these vultures are real early, so I want to see what happens. I'm very curious to see how this plays out.
Dragoons are pushing as is normal in PvT. They're getting singularity charge. The vulture just bypassing them entirely.
Actually, yeah, how is this going to work? Because there's nothing to answer these dragoons, but at the same time, the dragoons should probably be home to defend the vultures.
Yeah, I have 1 Dragoon now, and you can see this usual micro of the vultures trying to micro away from the goon, and
Right.
now this is very interesting in this situation. What is coming next now?
Yeah, this is tough for both players.
Yeah, nobody seems to have really enough to handle what's in their base, so they're both on the back foot at the moment, but in the situation,
of
they're even.
A lot of probes
Yeah,
could
look
be
at the
going
vultures
down
now.
here,
They're trying
but
to
they're
get
not
away,
shooting. Yeah.
but they're not really doing anything. They can't get away. They're at the edge of the map and behind the minarets, and there's a pylon blocking the way. It's trying to get away, but by that it's just moving back and forth and it's not actually doing
That
anything
pylon block
useful.
was sick.
It could have killed a lot of my probes because it had like 3 vultures against 1 goon, so if he does targets probes, that would
Right.
be pretty nice. But because of this micro situation, the goon is stronger than my 3 vultures, I have to get away from the goon.
Yeah.
It actually didn't accomplish a lot there.
That could have been so bad for Protoss. Yeah, if it targeted slightly better. Also, like that pylon block, I think really confused it. Maybe it would have kept running circles around the base, but the block was really good. And now the worker count, when it's all said and done, it looks like Protoss is way on top.
That was just a game breaking bug there, I think. Well, not bug. It's it's not a bug per se. It's probably something the author just didn't prepare for, right?
Yeah.
You can
really, I
also see
mean,
the Dragoon in the main there. Of the
It
turret.
doesn't even try to fight the goon with SCVs or anything either.
A common question is, if these bots have thousands of APM, are they overpowered or unfair? But it turns out that good decisions are more important than more decisions. It doesn't matter how many actions you have if the actions you're making aren't as clever as your opponents. So this is a case where all the vultures are moving very elegantly and are all individually controlled. They need to make a better decision, and that's where the humans still have the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the first arguments that other bots have so many APM. Just show them this match when the bot have 10 times more APM. And it's not a deciding factor, not at this point of development at least.
That Dragoon over here has 13 kills. Not bad.
Excuse me. It is interesting the APM versus, like more intelligent actions discussion, because I'm just thinking back, like the most obvious thing is when, and it's not even Brood War at this point, but in StarCraft 2, the Alpha Star bot displayed this like ridiculous show of APM and kind of dunked on one of the players in a really big show match.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of debate over, it's such BS that it could micro like that. So it just makes me wonder, like, there's some like breaking point where it is game where it kind of changes the game a little too much, like in the bot's favor, right? But clearly not the case with this bot, or probably not for any of the bots we looked at.
Yeah, 33-0 SCVs. Halo is going to fight to the bitter end here.
Yeah, I think you can like speed it up to that. Really,
Halo.
It's over. It's like having one very good, like if you have a very powerful engine that can make a sports car engine that can make a car go very fast, then that's not a good engine to, I don't know, pull a train, because
Right.
those are different things, and this is just one characteristic of a bot. How many APM can you do? And it's not as impactful as you might think.
Yeah.
I want to mention this is also true for human against human games. So for anyone who doesn't know me, like when I'm streaming on ladder in my air rank games, I'm also facing a lot of S rank players and so on, and I actually have a pretty low APM for my skill rank. I basically never meet someone with a low APM as mine, so I'm around 140, 150 APM, and I actually reached S rank before as well, and I'm constantly beating like people with over 300 APM, and it really is the decision making and what you do with your APM and not how many you have.
Okay, makes sense. Where do we want to go
S-rank.
next?
Take it from the S rank player. Now.
I would like to show my game versus Crona to do that bot a little bit of justice, because I was
Hope it's
Yeah.
a better game. I hope it takes more than 10 drones.
It is, and yeah, let's do Crona a little bit justice, because like I said, I found a weak point, but
On the other hand, let's be honest, sometimes Crona wins games with 10 drones. It's possible.
I mean, it's like you can win games with 10 drones. That's not it. So
So we
yeah,
want Crona versus Sanko?
Yep.
I don't know that I have that. I see Banana Brain, Halo, and Purple Wave against you, but
Sanko versus Crona.
Yeah, maybe we should be there. Let me just double check.
is it in the Discord?
Yep, it is in
It
the
is in Discord, yeah.
Okay.
So that's while you're creating a game, I will just tease it a little bit. That was something that basically a game when Crona did everything right, and I was trying a unconventional counter to it. And what did that result in? Well, that we will see. And yeah, I will have a few comments, but it's a relatively short game. Again, I'm the weakest player here, so not many surprises will happen.
Oh, there we go. Sanko versus Crona. Huh, I thought I got that. Load that right up, no problem.
So apparently the plushie in British is called Cuddly Toy.
Yes. That's where
Cuddly
we
Waddly
arrived.
Pie Bit Toy or something. Can't do a British accent, sorry. So
Alright, game is created. Hop on in. And let's go.
Go.
All right,
Oh,
left
yeah.
side of the map on Moonglaive. It is the teal Zerg player Crona. He's an artificial intelligence. And on the top side, it is the yellow Zerg player Sanko.
feel free to speed up the first half of it.
Okay.
Speed it up in a ZVZ, huh? Because
Right?
It's already very fast.
I feel like this matchup, it's like always one base versus one base, and kind of gets going so quickly. We'll see. I'm curious. I don't think we've done any ZVZs today, have we?
No, first one.
No, we didn't.
Cool.
And I think ZVZ is the best matchup to play with 10 drones only.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the bots
it's gonna be a
home
strength.
base.
Someone characterized ZVZ as chess for degenerates, but I mean it has some it has some truth to it.
It's
I've
just for
always
people
in-
who don't play a blitz game.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the knife fight in a phone booth analogy for ZVZ.
Knife fight comes out a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's not a terrible comparison.
I don't think so either. Sanko's expanding. No sign of expansion from Crona yet. Going right to lair off of one base.
Yeah, that's a more typical
Yeah.
ZBZ thing is one basing. So I guess Shonko's safe, right? If as long as he gets a few more lings out, which he is making, or not actually, he's not making lings.
Is he though?
I hope you get some quick.
Yeah, I think that's a canceled hatch.
That's got to
I don't see that
It will
getting
be.
saved. Yeah.
It will be a cancelled hatch.
There's no way that's gonna live. What about it? I'm surprised. Is Shonko gonna survive this attack? He has nothing.
It's really true. He has
6 links
nothing.
popping, yeah.
Actually, I will.
Making-
And that's the interesting thing.
Oh, there we go. Just popping
Okay,
now.
6 links.
Oh,
You're still gonna
okay.
need your drones. You're gonna need your drones with this.
Yep. And first of all, did you see how awesome was what that surround was?
Yes, excellent surround. And the
Swap, you get owned, man. This bot is slapping you a little.
10,
Yeah,
2,
absolutely.
4 workers is not great. Sunken comes in is going to help immensely versus this.
All right.
At this point, I realized I'm lost. I just wanted to try out how long I can hold on.
Well, yeah, you're pretty much dead. I was gonna say, is there any way? Not really. He's got a lair,
I had money. I had money in the bank. That was
and his spire's gonna fit. Oh boy, yeah. So this one's basically, Teal's got this one.
yeah. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do? I will need drones. So what if I only make drones and like build a lot of Sankans? And yeah,
And then the Mutalisk come.
yeah, then the Mutalisk comes. Yeah.
Kind of waiting. There's a muta halfway done. Are there any out on the map yet? No.
Yeah, those mutas are going to be a minor problem here.
I mean, how can
Slight.
the game even go on? I'm very curious to see.
Slight inconvenience, yes. And yeah, I'm making a evolution chamber.
Yeah, you recognize you're going to need some anti-air pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Evo does get dropped.
I
The
have
muta is about to come in. I guess a score will get up in time, just barely. Sunken.
Spore, go.
Oh no, muta. What's this muta doing?
He's attacking the
should
spawning
have-
pool? Yeah, you
should have
should be
cancelled.
killing drones.
The muta. Why? Oh no.
Oh, and no micro at all on that muta. Just instantly dies to the spore colony.
Johan, how does this make you feel?
No idea. Crona, what are you doing? Yes, I know I made it.
For authors, it can be a very white knuckle moment watching your bot do something that you yourself would not want it to do.
But I have to be honest, I spend most of my time on Protoss, so on Banana Brain. So it's also the strongest.
It's like
Crona is just a side project. I made it for fun.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
At some point, I just got bored of Protoss. And
Gotcha.
Made
I mean,
something
this-
else. Just made
this
some
is the
Zerg builds.
This is totally a one game for Zerg, but now I'm nervous. I'm nervous if the mutas are gonna mount to spores.
And they certainly are. Wow. 12 to 5
Yes,
workers
they
is
don't
still
take
not great.
spores into account.
Shanko, look at your work count. You categorize this as just a very delayed 4 pool. That's all.
well, technically. Yeah, at this point, I thought, okay, I'm at this point, I'm only gonna make workers, maybe try to get up the economy and just plop up more creeps, and maybe I can do something. It's like you're watching your own bot doing stupid things. I don't want to be too rude, but I have no son, so.
Do you ever watch sports and your favorite team is playing, and then some player of the team is doing something absolutely horribly dumb, and you're screaming at them like, no, pass the ball, and it's kind of silly because you have no control over what the player on the other side of the screen is doing. This is kind of like that, except you have complete control over what the player on the other side of the screen is doing. It's completely your fault when they do something wrong.
So imagine watching a stream and be like playing on stream and being the guy in the chat at the same time.
Man, it's just so sad.
It should really not be forced like that.
the game was just in the bag now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
13 to 12 workers. Like, Shunka's coming back economically.
So Sanko, what are you gonna do from here? What are you thinking now at this point in the game? You're like, well, it's being silly.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I have a nice SimCity here. Surely these links won't run in and kill all my workers.
No, they never do that. They would never.
They're kind of not.
And-
Uh
They're kind of
Guess
killing
what
all your
happened?
workers, though.
oh.
They're kind of actually killing all your workers. Yeah. All right.
You had them going for a minute with the running around, but
Yeah,
Not even.
I thought they won't be that smart. They were that smart.
They
And,
were.
Yeah, this is excellent targeting from Banana Brain.
The
The
links
game
are
goes on.
smarter than you, Tess.
Game
Yeah.
goes on for a while, but yeah, it is GG.
It is over.
We can speed this up, or we can even exit. I try to recover just for the lose, but no, it's really not recoverable, and I recognize that. I try to make some more SimCity just to see what the bot will do, but eventually the inevitable happens. So, and at this point, I'm for cooling again. So,
Oh, the mutas, though. We need to work on this.
it's a good example though of why maybe you want to stay in the game even if you're dead, because the bot will do something so silly you might be able to pull out a win.
and
Yeah.
I'm desperately like there is the saying that's like a pig on ice. So, no, this is just over.
This
I
is
think- I
over.
think
All
we
right,
can-
we'll get out.
We can get out. So
It's
this is
interesting how the Mutalisks were not targeting the drones, but were actually like one Mutalist trying to fight one spore, no chance, but it was still attacking the spore. But when the bot had like 20 links, easily enough to kill 2 Sunken, it was actually targeting the drones. So
Mhm.
it was,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
kind of
it
backwards
knows
logic.
that it will let melee units will always go for workers if possible, but there is no real specific Mutalisk micro. So the Mutalisks use the generic micro. Now
Mm.
that's not really suitable for Mutalisks, because Mutalisks are more like harassment units and not real fighting units.
True fact.
So they get stupid stuff like this.
All right.
Johan, do you think that was a key? The combat simulator doing one thing and then the units actually doing something differently when they're microed?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Okay. I'll let Falcon Paladin go.
No, just saying. I need to take about a 5-minute break here if we want to step away for a second.
Sure.
And
How long are we going? What's our like? What time are we going till? Just curious.
Probably for about another hour here, I think.
Okay, cool.
yes, yeah. We planned a 3-hour runtime, so yeah, about an hour.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, so I will set up a 5-minute timer. We'll be back in that time.
Perfect.
Okay, and we won't be heard on stream during that 5 minutes.
Sure, if you want. You can be here answering questions and stuff. Whatever. We'll just leave it up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, cool. I will be right back.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Let's answer some questions then. It's actually I'm scrolling down. I see that Purple Wave was answering some, and let's see if there is anything else.
And if there are no questions, of course, make sure to check the description, guys, and check out the website, SCHNAIL.com. And just download the
Yeah.
client, play around with that, try
Let's
it out.
post
It's
the
really
link.
a lot of fun.
I'm gonna get the link and post it in chat. This is a good time to go to
Oh,
the
yeah.
website.
Mods are asleep, post links. So yeah, Falcon is away.
Oh, no.
Uh,
Yeah, that's the right one. Never mind.
Yeah, and that is the SCHNAIL.com website. We talked this about before, but it's completely free. It contains a built-in version of StarCraft. It's the 1.16 version of StarCraft. Another question that frequently gets asked: will the bots support remastered? The answer is eventually yes, not at the current state. But we made a lot of enhancements, so you can actually practice with SCHNAIL against bots and get relevant practice. Among them are custom hotkeys. They work just like in SCR. Oh no, the descriptions. Oh no, actually the descriptions just correct, but one open just left. Other than that, I don't know. What are the most common questions you might have?
There's a question in the chat. Are you developing the AI with neural nets? Maybe one of the developers can answer that.
As far as I know, there are attempts to do that, but neural nets are not a magic solution. It's not a magic bullet. So I think there were Q-learning bots. I don't think so, but there on the SCHNAIL ladder there are 80-something bots. But on the Student StarCraft AI tournament, which is a bot versus bot tournament, there are many more. Many of them were developed as students' final. How do you call it? I'm drawing a blank here. When you submit your final task for the university, like theses, yeah, students' theses, and or theses, yeah. So that. And that's why it's called Student StarCraft AI Tournament. I will post the link in the chat, and maybe Purple Wave can answer some more questions.
Sure. So there are a number of folks asking about whether there are bots that run on neural networks, whether they use Q-learning, things like that. So for a bit of background, I think a lot of folks here are familiar with AlphaStar, the bot by DeepMind, which played Grandmaster level StarCraft 2. And that's a great achievement, very, very, very excellent project. But the technical resources required both to build and to run that are pretty demanding. AlphaStar was built by a team of 30 plus people, and the compute cost to train it probably ran in the millions of dollars. So for this scene, for bots that run on people's computers at home with SCHNAIL, for example, or they're being developed by hobbyists, it's not really a viable approach to primarily use a neural network-based bot. Instead, these bots use traditional game AI techniques. It's the same techniques that were used to build the original built-in StarCraft AI, but pushed as far as they can go. We've had decades to improve on these bots, and the Brood War AI scene in particular is now 10 years old. So these are really focused on rule-based heuristic techniques, just to push as far as they can go. It's something where you could potentially introduce a neural network. You could use some modern reinforceable learning techniques, but probably not in the scale of full gameplay, just because the cost of developing, the cost of compute for training that, and then even the cost of running that is going to be a little out of hand. And by little, I mean very out of hand for amateur developers.
They're almost they're obviously comparable, but in the terms of what you guys are working on and what those guys are working on, they're almost incomparable. They're just not the same project. It's not the same type of work.
Yeah, it's a team of handpicked best developers.
Are there any bots here? I saw one of the bots shouts out some other developers, but for the most part, all these bots are solo indie projects, right? It's a one person in their spare time, right?
Most of the bots are single-person projects. There are definitely some which are team projects. So there are a couple of bots, for example, that were products of corporate research teams.
Gotcha.
But in general, the act of developing a bot it's a very personal thing. It's actually like a form of creative expression where your bot kind of reflects both your programming style, your personal programming style, plus the kind of StarCraft you want to see. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't collaboration between authors. In fact, what you see for a lot of bots is that they build on things that other bots have previously done. Folks will make open source libraries that others use for things like terrain analysis, combat simulation, or even just a general purpose bot framework. And then people will incorporate those tools. So you'll see that a lot of the top bots although the bot itself is kind of an individual competitive effort, it builds on the work of multiple people together to produce one complete bot.
And surprisingly few bots are team efforts, yeah. The good thing about this is it's a very collaborative environment. Like bot authors are very helpful against each other. We also post the stupidest memes ever, but that's neither here nor there. And like no one is approaching it from a way that I'm not revealing you how to code something because you will get an advantage. It's not about that. A high position on the ladder does give you bragging rights, I grant you that, but it's a very, very collaborative and cool environment. So if you're a developer or looking to get into code, then it is a good project, because you need minimal coding knowledge to create a bot. You need probably decent coding knowledge, and more than anything, time to develop an actual decent bot.
All right,
One
I'm back.
more comment about the learning.
Excellent.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go
One
ahead.
more comment. In this bot versus bot ladder, the SSCAIT, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, please, from the developers. I think the bots have like a little space on their server where they can like save text files and so on. So when the bots are playing against other bots, I think they can write some notes basically to the text file, and then use the text file when they play against that bot again. So they can actually like remember the strategy of an opponent bot, for example. I think that was the case a few years ago when I was in bot development a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The learning environment is provided. On SCHNAIL, this is only done locally for the moment, but one of the next big updates we are working on is to have a global storage for learning data, and that will cause a jump in bot ratings, I assume. Actually, Falcon, can we see the Neblime versus Seda game? Because Seda is one of the examples of group projects,
Sure.
which is actually made by a team at Samsung, and it was consulted on with some pro players, some Korean pros, and yeah, it shows. It's one of the better bots.
Okay.
Seda is the original name, and on the SCHNAIL ladder, it's Adeus, like the inverse version of that.
Okay, I've created the game.
All right.
1 second.
La Mancha. Don Quixote, the man of La Mancha. And let's go. Q. So here we are on La Mancha. Nice username is joining us shortly.
Hopefully.
I'm like lagging. I think I crashed out.
Oh no.
My StarCraft. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you lagging, yeah.
Oh damn. Well,
Do we want to recreate?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
yeah.
hear you.
Should we recreate quickly?
Yeah, we'll recreate it. Just drop them and restart.
Yeah. It's annoying that you can't skip this screen.
Gotta give people a chance for their connection to come back.
45 seconds. That's too much time even for dial-up. So.
Probably fair.
And actually, like StarCraft Brood War is so old that people actually played it on a dial-up.
Yep.
Oh, I did. Did you not
1998.
play it on a dial-up? Yeah. Did you not play it? Wait, what are you talking about?
I played it on ADSL because our first internet was ADSL, but
Bro,
I could have.
You don't remember
DSL.
getting a phone call and like your game would just drop? You don't remember that? Holy sh! Oh, I miss the
I
dial
do.
days. Huh?
I do.
I definitely just did LAN with my friends with StarCraft back then. We just go to my friend's house and set it up in their basement.
LAN was amazing
So much
because
better.
like you didn't get all the crap from BattleNet. Yeah.
Yep. It was great.
Off we go. Sorry for the dropping. I don't know what happened. It's because I had to plug in my my headphones need to be plugged in.
Sure. All right.
Okay, we're here. Everybody's present this time. It's going. Oh, hang on. Make sure the speed is good because it's never good. All right, left side of La Mancha. It is the teal Terran player. It is Neblime, who just beat a bot, so we know we can do it. And on the right side, it is Adeus, a yellow Terran player. So TVT action here. Somebody in chat was asking for some TVT. They said TVT is their favorite bot matchup, so I am interested to see where this is going to go. I think the last time I cast a game, was it a TVT? The last time I cast for you guys, one of the bots was like constantly sieging and unsieging their tanks. Do you remember that? Like they'd just be sitting there in the middle of the map, just siege, unsiege, siege, unsiege, all at the same time. It was hilarious.
That does not narrow it down.
Yeah, that describes most Terran bots.
All right, fair enough. That doesn't narrow it down at all.
Probably Crazio, this bot, or Iron bot was one of those, because those are the stronger Terrans currently that I can name.
Yeah, I think it was crazy, if I remember correctly. It was a while ago.
That's so funny. Your guys' answer kills me.
Narrowed down much. Yeah, some people were here last time. Taco Man and Veronolth, remember?
So this is definitely gonna be mech, right? So I'm not a huge expert. I'm not an expert in TBT, but I'm expecting to see a lot of mechiness.
Well, as they were talking about, like a hybrid biomech thing is something that the AI kind of likes to do. So we might see that.
Alrighty.
I
know,
speak from
like
ignorance.
you said earlier, Neblime is the bot champion. Like he beat Banana Brain pretty handily. It looked easy for him last time, so.
He did. Of course, he was able to find an exploit. I'm not sure if there is anything here necessarily.
True. He took advantage of some strange behavior. I'm expecting good things from him this game. I have high standards now after that first match.
Son, we depend on you. So yeah, and Neblime is but he has to be a good player to reach the stage of the game when he can employ those exploits.
Yes.
Just saying that, oh, this bot has an exploit so I can win automatically, not true. I can't win against Banana Brain. I can't survive that long. So yeah.
It's a good point. Good argument. Looks like both players are going for their factories. Machine shops being added. Barracks going for the scout for Neblime, so he's not intending to make any kind of bio. Got some vulture micro in the middle of the map here. Who's going to win that? And Neblime comes out on top. Bunker at the front here for Adeus is going to be pretty good, taking out that vulture instantly. And you can maybe get a run by here. Yeah, there you go. Sneaking right past. And going to kill the SCV building the command center. Very nice. Extra SCVs coming up to handle that. But the vulture micro here, good enough from Neblime to actually kind of ruin this command center's day.
Yeah, it's good micro.
Yeah, one vulture. Ah, then the tank arrived, and that was the end of the fun. Yeah,
3 SCVs, I think. That's really good.
Yeah, both players scouting with their barracks, so it does seem like we're going straight mech for both of these Terrans in this match, which makes a lot of sense. SCV is getting put back to work right now. Spider-Mine's getting researched by Neblime, and got ourselves an academy on the way from Adeus. So, is that just for Comsat then?
Quite similar builds from both players.
Yeah, it is really similar builds. I noticed that too. I think the academy is just for scan. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's for anything else.
Yeah, you're not going to switch into bio for any reason. So.
I like
so
how
it definitely makes good use of the scans it has. It's very efficient with scanning around your base and making sure it'll catch any hidden buildings, any hidden tech you have.
like how mirrored are the floating barracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an AI thing either. You see normal players do that all the time. Their barracks are always like this.
Scouting unit. Spider-Man's getting tossed up by Neblime up north just to make it a little bit harder for Adeus to get across the map. Tanks already have siege and are siege up at the front door, so the vultures can't really do much about getting into range of those guys at all. Yeah, the player with 1600 APM is the bot. Generally, if you come in here wondering who the bot is, it's the one that has a ridiculously high APM. Pretty easy tell.
I'm very curious about Neblime's MMR, what rank player he is on the ladder, because I like what I'm seeing so far. he got some harassment in the early game, and everything just looks good. His macro's good. His money's really low.
Yeah, his money's super low. He's not getting
Seems
supply
like
blocked. Constantly building supply depots.
So far looks like a decent player to me.
Gets an official good boy badge from me as well.
Yeah.
Give him a pat on the head. How do you pat a bot on the head? Oh!
Slap your computer.
You put it on the floppy disk and then, you know, hit the floppy disk.
I'm losing a couple vultures just because they ran past the siege tanks up to the top right to make sure there's not a base up here. Adeus is mining out that mineral field to access this top through the back area. So is thinking about expanding up there, and yeah, Nablime has an SCV down at his third base location as well. So Nablime really setting up aggressively here. He's not really content to stay on his side of the map at all. He's trying to contain. He's doing a great job of it. Anywhere that Adeus tries to go, he's going to have to deal with the spider mine field as well as some siege tanks, which is going to be pretty rough to deal with. And there we go, setting up, sieging up, vultures into the mix. We're going to slow this down. A lot of tanks from Adeus, though. And Goliath's just marching right into the tank fire, taking out additional tanks for Endblime, helping reduce that tank count. And yeah, Adeus is up 86 to 82 total supply. It's not a huge lead, but he is able to break out of that contain.
You can see that efficient scan usage from Adeus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. That was I think maybe that was not Blime.
The way the bot is moving their tanks is actually really interesting to me too. The leapfrogging is really small, like it's leapfrogging in kind of short jumps, but really fast. So like it's creeping up really slowly but surely into the middle here. It's just interesting. I've never seen someone move like this.
Yeah, as a human, you're kind of limited by attention time you can spend staring at the tanks to roll them forward, but the bot can be as patient as it wants. It's not going to be slowed down with its macro in the background at all.
No. Yeah, and it's still advancing. Like his tank line is still pushing down here.
It's just like a snake. Yeah. The rear moves up, sieges. The backside unsieges, moves up. This is great. The barracks are hanging out next to each other, providing that vision.
Imagine like guys shouting out from the windows. Hey Bobs, how's the food over there?
This is a big move though. The bot's had enough. Making a big move right now.
Yeah, just going through the middle. I feel like there's a window here for Endblime to make it into the natural base of Adeus and really just wreck it. Stop any reinforcements from coming in, but also worried about the tanks just coming across the middle of the map. He's handling those pretty effectively, sieging up. Getting some decent hits off here. Both player... Oh, +1 attack for Endblime, +1 attack for Adeus is not done. And Adeus wins that battle, so he can continue sieging up to the natural base. Both players' naturals are in trouble. Adeus' third base is actually going down right now. 3 siege tanks and a vulture are going to make sure that's going to be very hard to hold. SCV transferring into Doom again. It's Banana Brain all over again here. As SCVs are trying to come up here to mine and just getting absolutely destroyed. Reinforcements from Adeus trying to come up. It's only 1 tank and 1 Goliath, which seems like not an ample number of defenses here, but I guess we'll have to see. Goliath down, repairing SCV for Adeus' tank, keeping it alive.
Did you see how he exploited the line of sight? Because he had vision of Niblime's tanks,
yes,
thanks to the command center.
Yeah, and
Blime
didn't have. Yep. And Blime didn't have vision on the backside either. Exactly. Exactamundo.
The left side, the big push that Adeus made through the middle of the map with his tanks is still there. I think that was a really good move because it kind of turned into almost a base trade situation with the way his third got destroyed, which actually looks like the Blime is ahead still from that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who's ahead now after that. It looks even, you think?
Yeah, it feels pretty even. Worker count, overall supply, both players on, well, 3 bases for Endblime is pretty good. Whereas Adeus is really only on the 2, which means he's oversaturated his natural base and main base pretty heavily. So income is going to be favoring Endblime here, which is kind of the huge deal. Who went into Wraith production? Did I hear some Wraiths? Oh, there is a Wraith out for Endblime. He just killed a tank.
Satan is floating this command center all the way to the middle of the map. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to drop it off right in the center base.
Yeah. Seda trying to land there, but there's mineral mines. Spider
The
mines
blind
down there. Yeah.
cleans up the little tanks on the left finally.
Yeah, able to kind of push. Guess we've been calling him Adeus, but it is Seda, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
No.
just I don't know why. It was
Smurfing.
uploaded. Yeah. It's 2 versus 3 base, so
Yeah, economically, not a good place for the bot to be.
but the Adeus has a large bank, I think. Well, not gas.
It's all right. Yeah, not gas, which again, tanks are the important thing in this matchup. So and Goliaths too. So like, you can have all the vultures you want, but the tanks are going to wreck them for the most part.
Hold the phone a bit, because Seda's got 3 dropships in its main base. I think it's making a 4th.
Wow. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, just hovering over the command center.
Is there any way to see if there's anything in there? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, you
It's
click
missing.
on them, it'll show you. There's nothing in
Really?
there right now. Yeah.
Okay, so they're empty.
Yep.
It would be sick if we got some big drops because that's a really good move in TBT especially. And like some of these bases are wide open. I don't see any turrets for teal.
Yeah, zero
Almost
turrets.
All the bases, yeah, all the bases are wide open.
It's got to be
A lot of
Goliaths. Right.
Yeah, there are a lot of Goliaths on the field for teal, but not any turrets.
Niblam has a pretty good vision now. He had pretty terrible vision in the start and middle of the game, but now I think he's realized that.
Yeah, he's taking
Well-
that 6 o'clock base, which is cool.
Seda's got some really dominant vision in the middle with that floating command center, seeing all the tanks.
Yeah, no Goliaths coming over to chase that
No
way at all.
desire to like clean that up either. You would think it would maybe just move the CC somewhere else, but it really, oh, here we go, now it's moving.
Seda's also constructed a really impressive ring of spider mines around its 3rd base location, despite there not being a base there.
I think it has something like I'm gonna take this base and I will not take another base until I succeed, and that's the middle base.
Putting even more mines in that ring around the 3rd. It's really interesting.
Man, never retaken it either. No command center. I wonder if it can't fit. Oh, it looks like there's enough space for a CC there.
A possibility. I don't know.
I don't know. So command center for Seda gets killed by a Wraith on the left side of the map, goes down. That was the 3rd
I
that floated
think-
out, right?
Yeah, that was a floated 3rd.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I think Adeus didn't rebuild the 3rd because the 3rd was technically still alive, but it was just floating in the middle.
Maybe it will rebuild it now. Well, maybe it will attempt to rebuild it now.
I don't see it.
Moved in a civilian position, but then it stopped for some reason. The vulture was blocking it.
Yeah.
I like this position for teal a lot. Has more than half the map locked down. The high ground on the right side, the high ground on the top side. I don't. Let me look at production. I don't know what the bot's going to be able to do to come back from here.
The contain is real. I mean, Envlim's up 170 to 130 supply. He's up about 20 workers right now. Has many more bases. Seda's reluctance to rebuild the 3rd base, I think, is it. I think that's the death of the bot in this game. You just can't
Looks
two-base
like
at
it.
this point. He's mined out of the main, and the natural base is going to get mined out here fairly soon. Those mineral patches are not healthy. That's like sub 300 per.
Yeah, it's nothing.
This is a great track. I agree, YouTube chat. I don't think you guys hear the same thing I do, but this is a great track. All right. So I think in Blime's like, how come there's not a base here? I guess we'll wander over and murder whatever we can find.
Oh boy, the mines. Let's see. Are any going to connect? No.
No, too smart for that.
So many mines. It looks like Neblime pulls through again though. He looks to be in a really commanding position right now.
And the dropships are on the move. A little bit.
Oh,
Here they come.
yeah,
Right side say is natural. Yeah, dropships they can pick up.
loading up.
Yeah. Loading up a Goliath and a couple tanks in there.
And look how Seda handles the pathfinding for the drops.
That's actually not bad.
Literally just going at the edge of the map.
That's not bad. Not a bad move at all. It looks like
It's
perfect.
very effective.
That's
Very
a perfect
effective.
drop, man.
Yeah, he wrecks this base, which would be nice, except Blime is already up two bases on what Sada's
Yeah.
trying to do.
Would have liked to see that like 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
The way that was executed was perfect. That was really clean.
And the timing was
Yeah,
really
exactly.
impressive too. So yeah, I mean the contain here
Finally.
for Neblime is disgusting. The high ground tanks cannot be removed at this point. Economically, Seda is just going to start starving more and more here. It's just not happening.
Oh, there's V's bottom right.
Oh, bad transfer
wow.
by Blime, wandering into tank fire. Does save about 5 of them. Recognizing what's happening. A little bit too late, but not the latest.
See, not just Banana Brain is the one who's doing it.
Oh, Seda. Keeps sending an SCV up here to mine gas from that third base, and I want him to build a command center, but he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, this is Blime's game to lose. And Blime, bot killer, man.
Yeah, he's
The man.
quite good. He's got those whoever kills Terminator instincts.
He's got
But,
the John Connor set up.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, man, I'm just thinking about this drop that I executed and how good that looked, and
Oh.
like we would have seen some more of that because the bot had some really
Seda.
nice moves in this game.
Seda transferring all his workers to that third base to mine from it, and there are like 4 tanks and a Goliath just killing everything.
Yeah.
And trying to expand. That's nice. It's not going to happen, but it's a good thought.
It's got its main command center floated up going to the top left.
What? Fare thee well, command center. You will not make it.
You know, maybe no one will see me if I do it real quiet.
That's a 13 kill and 12 kill siege tank with a 4 kill Goliath there. It is 11 SCVs remaining from Seda.
That was everything, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
like all.
that was all
Sada's
his stuff.
workers. So that definitely seals the deal. But I mean, well played from Neblime because, like I said earlier, the bot or Seda pulled out some nice moves.
They were
Everything in the early game didn't really. There was no like deciding, move from Neblime that killed Seda or anything.
they were head to head for a long time, I think. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then that third base went down, didn't get replaced, and that was pretty much the beginning of the end. Command center
And I must
still on its
say-
journey to the top left.
I must say that Seda played very human-like for the most part. Like if you I think there are some telling things, but if you don't tell someone that this is a bot, you could mistake it for the most part for a human. Except for the excellent leapfrogging of the tanks and such.
Yeah.
Some of the micro gives it away a lot, but without that, the decision making is scarily human. Like especially like just in the beginning, you're pointing out the barracks both floating across to each other's bases. Like every human player does that, and so do the boss. They make the right, or not right, but like they make very human choices, kind of creepily sometimes.
I think we can go to GG at this point. Or
Yeah,
just speed
for
it up.
sure. GG. 157.29 supply. You're not coming back from that.
Definitely not. Neblime is just too good, man.
Did you guys have any other good games that like you played yourself? I think I showed the only really good game I had versus Purple Wave. That's probably the most interesting one. All the rest I had were kind of stomps, like one way or another.
One thing I really want to is Haupan versus Purple Wave. Haupan taking the role of the human player. We have a replay, so
Got it.
between two authors.
Yep, game is up for you guys. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out today, watching some AI versus human exhibition replay casting. Appreciate it. We've got some experts here with us to answer your questions, so feel free to put those in the chat. I know Purple Wave is in there quite a bit, so appreciate you watching that. You can also check out more information about SCHNAIL here. There's their website, schnail.com. They have a plushie available too, link in the description, a Patreon page, and then Making Computer Do Things is just a blog discussing the concept of developing AI in this situation. So check out those links. Again, thanks to Sanko for setting this whole thing up. And I think we're ready for our next game, unless anyone has anything else to say.
Thanks for tackling the challenge, Falcon.
It's been good so far, I think.
Yeah.
It's been great, man.
All
It's
right.
kind of flown by the whole time of the show. It's been gone by really fast for me. So.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
We have like half an hour left or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Somewhere around there. We're hopping in. Oh no! What
Circuit
happened?
breakers.
Ah. Sorry. Hold up. There we go. It's back.
No
Alright,
problem.
I lost the video for a minute.
Oh.
Wait. Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
on?
You're not missing any crazy action just yet.
No.
That probe mining the mirrors, man. That
It was a very sick split though. Yeah, very sick worker splits from both players.
man. Just those arc welding animations. Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right,
think,
let's do this thing. Left side, top left, it is the brown Protoss player. Purple wave, he's the AI. And on the top right-hand side, it is Halpan, a developer and a player. And he's purple. Purple Terran.
How are you with us, by the way? You've been kind of quiet lately. Well, apparently, maybe there is some issues on his end, but yeah, he is supposedly in the chat with us. Let's hope he will return.
Do we know who our player is? The human?
It's
Or-
Halpan himself.
Yeah, it's Halpan.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you just said that. I was adjusting my headphones.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 barracks.
Oh, the
That's
bio
really early.
opening against Protoss.
Yeah.
Very
Is this?
interesting.
He went barracks supply, but in base. So BBS in base.
Sorry, I'll let you guys see the split on the next game. I didn't have the game up when that happened, so next one we'll show that to you.
Isn't this like usually a proxy, like all-in kind of strat here? This is a super aggressive move from Terran.
It is. Yeah, no gas, no expansion, double racks opening on
Come
10
on, man.
SCVs.
I feel like Terran needs to be pushing like now, but he hasn't he doesn't know where he is yet. So
Mm-mm.
fair enough.
But he's gonna find him now, so it's time to go.
Actually,
I mean,
don't know
there
who
is
will
a
do-
bio build. You can play bio versus Protoss, but it's more like an all-in. But it can hit a bit later. It's not like super rushy. You can get a like decently sized bio ball out of like 25 to 30 Marines with a few medics, and really stomp a Protoss if he doesn't scout it or doesn't get splash damage.
Purple Wave's Templar Archives is coming up at 3 minutes, which is insane. One base Templar
This
plays.
is a very fast DT and an expand. I would assume it's DT. Yeah, there it is, DT.
Yeah.
So this is pretty normal. This is a pretty standard build from Purple Wave, but I'm afraid for this
How fun.
non-standard build from Terran. Yeah,
Yeah.
House build is not standard, and it's not looking good. Like he should have attacked with this, and because he's still at home, and he hasn't seen the DT, this is gonna be very scary for him. I'm pretty sure. Let's see,
He's not making
That
a
DT.
ComSat station, so that's rough.
and it's gonna show up real soon. It's almost there.
Yep, DT
What's
is
he gonna do?
present. And he does reveal himself by killing these Marines. I
So
might
there's
have
the
rather made a beeline
reveal.
right for the mineral line, but
now he's gonna go. Oh man, this is so bad. It's
This-
already so bad.
DT putting in the
retreating,
work.
but to where?
I don't even know. He's getting ComSat, so if he can get a scan out and just survive,
But he's
the
gonna
game
have
goes.
like 2 Marines.
come on, man, run! Oh,
Look at
dude,
the
it's
work
so
I
Oh, he's attacking the engineering bay. Oh, it doesn't matter. That's it. We're out.
GG.
Oh, he did his out. Okay.
I mean, I kind of knew it was GG. The poor guy. The DT just hit too fast. He wasn't ready at all.
Rest in pepperoni.
A good build from Purple Wave.
Yeah, just a build order loss there effectively.
A very standard build too. It's not. That's like so normal. People do that.
Where
Yeah,
do we
right.
want to go?
Halpan, are you with us right now?
Yes, I am. My internet was really bad at the game start, but I am now. You know,
You sound good. What's going on?
well, just my internet behaving very badly today. But well, regarding to that game, I was really surprised by the timing that DT hit the. Well, it's a very good reaction from Purple Wave. That's all I gotta say. I'm very surprised.
DT Rush is strong, man. I see it all the time.
I think Purple Wave actually wasn't aware that the shallow 2 timing was happening, because in the background it was actually going for very fast 2-base arbiter. But if it knew that you were going for the bio pressure, it would have added some more gateways first. So actually, it was probably just as surprised as you were to discover what builds were being matched up against.
Makes sense. What replay do we want to go with next here?
Pick one.
Okay.
It's up to you. Actually, the original plan was just to do it like methodically between the players and authors, but
Who else
Okay.
is here that I played their bot? Did I play? I played.
You played Banana Brain, Crona, Halo, McRaves, Purple Wave, and
We want to do one where I played one of the developers' bots just because we're both here.
yeah.
What about McRae? McRae probably has a good one because he's actually good at the game.
oh
Sure.
yes, let's do that because
McRae.
McRae was one of the
McRae's
authors,
actually a pretty strong player. We should get his. Yeah.
Cool.
one
All
of
right.
the authors who couldn't join. So yeah, let's do him some justice.
All right. Game is up. Hop on in, as you will.
We shall.
Excellent.
While this replay gets going, I'll reemphasize that these bots you can play against. You can download and run these bots yourself. There's
Yeah.
a link in the video description to SCHNAIL, and these bots are here for you to practice against and try out stuff that you wouldn't dare embarrass yourself with on ladder. Be as cheesy as you want, and no one will judge you for it.
And give feedback to the authors as well. We have a SCHNAIL Discord going, and replays and like just feedback about the performance of the bots or well, anything you would like to talk about. It's very welcome. Like we this is so valuable input for AI development you couldn't imagine. So yeah, just come hang out. There is only one rule on the Discord: you should be nice to each other.
Yes.
I know that I basically like discounted half of the player base maybe, but no, I'm kidding, sorry. But we have to admit that we sometimes do have too much toxicity, and please don't bring that with you to the SCHNAIL Discord.
Yeah. Just
All
be
right.
nice.
Someone explain. One of the developers explain this Overlord pathing to me, please.
Sure. So if you take a flying unit and you keep right clicking the same point, it'll actually fly in a circle. So this is the case where the bot has decided, I don't want to risk guiding with this Overlord. I don't want to just lose it to a Marine. I guess I'll just park it here on top of this base. So that it comes with the goal of send this Overlord to the spot, and we'll just spam right click at infinite APM this one spot, which then causes the Overlord to fly around in this very beautiful circle.
Amazing.
Oh, there you
Thank
go.
you.
Yes, that explains it. Thank you.
There is actually another explanation.
Oh.
Flying units don't have an acceleration period. Flying and hovering units like workers and vultures. Flying units take time to reach their top speed, and they will continue to move at their top speed until they stop. So if you keep running them into the circle, they will keep their top speed all the time.
Zergling's
Okay,
cruising
so-
across the map, not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
think.
actually realize this was my game. I thought I misheard you guys a little bit. So this is actually one of my games last night. And I don't know 100% what I'm doing versus Zerg, but my general idea was like get some bio units and try to kill them before they get Spire or Lurkers out, right? And see what you can do before that comes out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my game plan, and so far so good, actually. Like I feel like the Lings did nothing, and I have a wall anyway, so I feel pretty good right now. And I think I kind of forget what happens, but
I mean, the hatchery, there's 2 Sunkens here, but the Marines can sit in a position to kill that hatch without taking damage from the Sunkens, which is kind of insane.
yeah, the Sunkens are not in the great position, I think.
No.
But I also have no medics, no stim, no nothing, so I don't think this is good for me either.
I still think there's a place you could just sit and hang out. Ling's trying to knock down a supply depot on the other side. That's not happening.
You're totally right. It was a total mistake to turn around there when I could sit underneath the hatch. Not a great move on my part.
Ah, that would have been beautiful. It's all good. Either way, more Marines coming out here. Factory in production back home for nice username.
Really fast fire.
Yeah, for sure. Super fast fire. No second gas, which means we can make probably about 5 or 6 mutas when that spire pops. It's not a huge number, but gonna be all right. Gonna be annoying for sure. Engineering bay needs to get started here at some point for nice username.
I'm sitting on one base way too long too. I don't know why. I think I might have been afraid of the lings a little too much. In general, I get very scared when I play these bots. The bots are very scary.
Yes,
But
it's intimidating.
yeah, I don't like how long I'm on one base. But looking at the supplies, it looks like I'm good. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it does. 43 to 24 is not bad. Marines continuing just to pick off Zerglings in the middle of the map here. The Sunkens, there are no additional Sunkens. Oh, wait. Oh, macro hatch coming up. Perfect, like in a perfect position for Marines to snipe it down, too. McRave is like, hey, you want a hatchery?
The building positioning has been odd from Zerg for sure.
Definitely. Muta's in production again. 2, 3, 4 of them is what we're looking at. Actually, is he supply blocked? Oh, he's supply blocked. Come on, McRave. You have the resources for more Mutalisks. There you go. 4 of them in production.
Overlords just popped when you said supply block.
Yes. Just right on time there.
And,
Bot's listening to you.
Yeah.
It's like I have this all the time. I cast the SSC IT games sometimes, and it's like when I say something, oh, this bot is definitely not gonna do something. Right on cue. It happens.
So
it's the way of the caster.
Muta count is feeling fairly happy right now, I'd say, for McRave. He's not moving him out, which is an issue. Like, Mutalisks sitting back home defending the base is the wrong way to use Mutalisks. They need to be attacking or harassing in the middle of the map. Sitting here is not going to do anything for anyone.
No defense at my base, none. If he sent those across the map, I am screwed.
Yeah, that's game over. That's it.
What? I didn't notice that, and I didn't watch this replay myself. This is the first time I watched a replay. I cannot believe that. I would have been not happy if those mutas were in my base, which they should be. So wow. I think maybe McRave had scouted my army sitting outside his natural and got afraid because looks like he wants to poke.
Yeah, you can't just wander in and out of range of Marine fire though if you're the AI here. That's what it keeps doing.
Yeah.
Like, you need to commit or stay out. You cannot just get in there, take shots, and run away.
Right. That's only good for me.
There we go. That's better. Picking off a couple Marines at the edge there. Pretty good micro for McRave there. Is it enough is the question. The muta count isn't quite as intimidating as it needs to be for the situation. I guess there's 10 of them. But they're in kind of 2 separate groups here. Tank needs to move up and start shelling something. And once again, Muta's flying out. They kill the medics, which are high priority targets, obviously. And that means the Marines can't get healed up. But more and more Mutas keep going down here. There's only 6 remaining. 2 of them are severely injured. Tank firing on that extractor is a pretty huge deal. Oh, wait, it was for a second. Why'd you stop? Not quite in range, I guess. Vision?
I probably vision, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably moved out.
Additional medics coming in to heal the guys. And yeah, natural base is up for nice username now, which is fantastic. Third base is coming up for the Zerg player down south.
Yeah, it's probably not good how slow I took my time to push in here, but I'm feeling pretty good at this point in the game. I killed the hatch and my army is still strong. And he sacked, mostly his mutas haven't done anything, right? Like, he sacked them onto my army. So I'm feeling great. And again, at the third base of McRave, the mutas are kind of just
hanging out. They're accomplishing nothing. Yeah.
They really gotta be attacking. That's really bad what they're doing.
Okay. It's just kind of.
Oh man.
I don't think he's even attacking with half those mutas. They just flew over the Marines and got murdered.
The muta control for Zerg leaves a lot on the table.
So far, yeah.
I think this is
what we've seen.
This is one of the moments when feel free to put an F in the chat.
Put an F in the chat for every Mutalisk we've seen on the stream today.
I don't have the APM for that.
I mean, they're taking Marines with them, but they're all gone now. This is brutal.
Yeah, I feel like Zerg is pretty dead at this point.
Yeah. Ooh, science vessel out. Nice. You have a radiate?
I think if I get it soon.
All right.
But if I don't have it by now. But basically, I don't know how much you want to cruise through the rest list, but I do go on to kill Zerg here. And
Spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler. And basically, it's because he kept flying his mutas into my bio.
Yeah.
The whole game just kind of goes like that. So the muta control from the bot ruined the game for it here. If there's another Zerg that maybe has stronger muta control, maybe the developer could learn something there.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bot use mutas accurately because I haven't seen it today.
Yeah, and you know it would be scary too, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine a bot controlling muta. Muta is one of the most micro
So
potential
fast.
units
Yeah.
in the game. Yeah. So when I didn't, like I said, I never saw this replay. I knew what would happen, but like I didn't know that the Zerg had a good timing with their mutas, but just had them sitting around doing nothing. That kind of surprised me, and I don't know if I would have won this game so easily if they did that. They probably should have came in and made it a different game. So yeah.
All right. We are done then. Fare thee well.
I
Replay?
think we are.
One question to the people in the development scene. I remember a few years ago there was a very promising, strong Zerg bot that was also using Mutalisk a lot. TSC Moo, I think was the name.
Yeah.
Is that still around, or are there other good bots using Muta Micro and so on?
Yeah, TSC Moo is still around, still a very, very strong bot, plays all three races, and really uses a very broad set of units. Some bots right now that have some very strong Mutalisk play would be Killer Bot, which may show up on SCHNAIL as Marion Deveka. Proxy is also a very strong Zerg bot, which plays a lot of very human-like strategies. Both good ones to try out.
Speaking of Macrave, I think this game. First of all, Macrave has a Protoss bot, which is a bit actually much stronger than its Zerg counterpart, and in fact, it had a very close game versus Artosis. And if you are not aware, there was a very excellent stream by Artosis versus these bots using the SCHNAIL plan. I will put the link in the chat. And I think the Artosis versus Macrave game went on for 36 or 38 minutes.
Nice.
It was like nail biter. Artosis did win in the end, so no worries. But yes, this game does not do the author justice. That's what I wanted to say. And I don't know. I think we have like 15 minutes left, so we should just wrap up a little bit here. And before I forget, what I wanted to say about this match is this showcases that what nice username said that these bots are intimidating. They don't relent. They are always there. It's like even if they are weaker players, they consistently perform the same thing. Imagine having like a moderately threatening monkey in your closet. You can take a hammer and beat it down, but it will be always in your closet. And that has to be the stupidest analogy I ever made. But yeah, it's something like that.
Fair enough. Do we want to do one more shorter replay, or do you just want to wrap it up?
I think it's up to you. If you think we have, well, I think let's do it and just speed it up maybe.
Okay. Anything in particular? Any particular bot you guys want to see, or?
None of the rest of my games, I think, came out all that interesting.
Okay.
Now that we mentioned TSC Moo, there is actually a TSC Moo replay. Either Hauptmann versus TSC Moo, or let's have the replay file is called TSC Moo versus GS. It's one of the players of the SCHNAIL ladder.
TSC Moo versus GS, yeah. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Cool. There's a link in the description, Tome, where you can go download the bots. Alright, game is created.
I think it's not a long match either.
No, it's not. No No problem. Dome, thank you for putting the link in there, Omicron.
Just... Oh, never mind.
Alright, let's hop right on in. Alright, top right-hand corner here, we've got the brown Terran player. Wait, which one is which here? None of them have their names. Which one's TSC Moo?
The anonymous AI?
Anonymous AI was always the bot, wasn't it?
Yeah, because if you enter a ranked game on SCHNAIL, the name will be always anonymous AI, so you can't choose a certain bot.
So that's the bot, and then the person is the pink.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, yep. So TSC Moo, top left. Greath's Sandwich, top right.
The game is lagging for me a little bit.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, Johan joined, I think.
Yes, I tried it again, but I will just keep.
Let's internet shame the poor guy.
Yeah, poor Johan. Poor internet.
I mean, it doesn't lag anymore, so.
It's true.
Okay.
It was him. Do not understand why that's a problem in 2020, but all right.
I mean, that's a real Brood War experience, man. It's part of the game.
It's just developed into the game.
Yeah. What do you think you're gonna see here?
A lot of tanks. I expect so many siege tanks, vultures, Goliaths. You know, the regular.
I want to see a big epic mech TVT that transitions into BCs and nukes.
Yes.
I do, but at the same time, I want to you know, if there was like some really crazy micro, because I feel like imagine some cheese by a bot or like a bunker rush or something, but with like beautiful bot micro. I feel like you could see something really exciting there too. So I don't know. Everything they do is kind of interesting to me, just because I'm kind of, you know, I'm not a developer and all this stuff is kind of foreign to me. So yeah, I just kind of every match we go into, I'm very curious how they're gonna open, and if you know, if what kind of stuff you might be able to learn even.
TSC Moo is well, has a reputation for being a mad scientist of bot developers, because he has such crazy tactics. Like my absolute favorite is sniping an enemy observer, playing Protoss, and sniping an enemy observer by parking his own Corsair on top of it and firing on it with another Corsair and killing it with a splash damage.
Oh, that's genius. Love that.
Wow.
There's an incredible replay of TSC Moo, his bot beating my bot by going Corsair DT in PvP, doing exactly what Sanko described, by floating Corsairs to the top of my observers and killing with the other Corsairs, and then getting the DTs in.
Sick.
Unbelievable stuff.
That's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
That's actually very cool. That's very cool.
And hopefully we'll see in this game some of the very slippery TSC Moo units. His units are just have the best at escaping.
There's already a bit of action here. The human player here, Greath, is pushing in, and the vultures are gonna clean this up, right? I didn't see how the vultures are about to pop out. One goes down. Some SCVs have gone down too for red, but it looks like it's over. It's all over now.
Yeah, the vulture's got 3 kills, and there you go, 4th kill on that one vulture. Pretty good against biological units, they are.
They really do shred Marines so badly.
Who got the first shot off? Oh, it doesn't matter. Red teamed up on him. Gone. All right. So I would say
Be back in a second.
TSC Moo's all right.
Sure. Yeah, that's good play, good defense, good micro. You can already see this vulture controls pretty wild. Repairs going down too.
Do you ever have any bots try to play like use map settings, anything, or is that just too much work?
Yeah, not something that's been attempted too much. Some bots will play pretty reasonably on fastest map or big game hunters, for example. Some bots have specific preparations for those maps. But there hasn't been a ton of work on use map settings.
The problem with UMS is like you can change the stats of the units, so you can make a Zergling way better than the bot node is. That's actually an interesting question. Though. I wonder if you could like work around that somehow.
Actually, just changing the unit stats may not affect things too much because bots can see what the actual HP is, and that's something they're considering when
Right.
deciding how a fight's going to go.
Yeah, they could still do some math with that.
Yeah, so when you see these fights, when you see the bot moving up and then deciding to fight or deciding not to fight, a lot of these top bots are using a technique called combat simulation, where they basically pretend that both armies, bash heads against each other. Each unit will, deal simulated damage according to the rules of the game, and then they'll look at the outcome of that simulated fight, decide if they like it, and then use that decision to use that outcome to decide whether or not they want to go in.
Crazy.
So actually, if you play at a UMS and the units have different stats, the simulation could actually account for that just fine.
Ooh, big time spider mine hit there. Did kill a bunch of Greath's units. Was trying to be
huge.
really careful with the spider mines, but a couple of them got in there and just wrecked a bunch of it. Brutal. So it's 61 to 48 total supply in favor of TSC Moo right now. Trying to back it up here.
Vultures, the dancing vultures are so scary to me because they're being controlled well, and they just outnumber Pink. So I want Pink to back up here. This looks way too scary for him.
That said, he's advancing, and TSC Moo keeps backing up. He doesn't like the tanks at all.
Yeah, TSC Moo is backing up.
Natural base is done for Moo. Sorry, working on it for Greath's. Oh, jumping on top of it, though. TSC Moo decides he likes the situation. He's going to focus down one of the tanks fairly slowly.
Mines.
Goliaths are big time important here, too. Spider Mine takes out 2 of them, though. Tank continuing to fire. Has 4 kills. And should be able to survive. So trying to break out there. TSC Moo not quite able to pull it off. Still has 2 tanks and a handful of vultures at the front.
Yeah, fairly even trade, but didn't break the contain. And
No, it wasn't close. Was close though.
Yeah.
it was really close. And I was gonna say that Greath's economy is looking so much worse, but he is taking his natural, is just getting his workers down there. And even though he has far less workers, like it's still 2 base versus 2 base. He's not out of the game or really behind even. It's pretty even.
Yeah, still trying to poke out here, TSC Moo, recognizing he doesn't want tanks to show up at his natural base within range of anything. So he's trying to hold it back, but like...
Ton of mines here.
Yeah, the mines are a problem. Siege tank takes down a missile turret. There's still another one there providing vision and providing some anti-air. Meanwhile, back in Greath's court, not much is going on. They're not really tech switching in anything, just tanks and vultures. He is floating his barracks or engineering bay across to provide some additional vision. A single Wraith comes out for TSC Moo.
Nice.
And is basically going to be unopposed here by Greath. There's nothing.
Yeah.
He starts his own Wraith, but it's going to be a bit.
And Greath is not expanding, although this is the perfect moment for him.
Yeah. I want to see Greath continue to make workers too, or else it's just gonna fall so far behind.
Yeah, it's the worker count is double actually. That's kind of worrisome.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can see that difference. The Wraith is chasing Greath all the way home. His own Wraith is out. Almost. Where is it? Gonna pop out of the starport.
Greath went to take a 3rd place. Kind of a little too brave taking a 3rd.
Oh, that's
Yeah, not a
the
great time.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man wiped out.
Oh, they did it. They figured it out. Good job, guys.
I haven't seen that in a while. Are they able to move? Probably not.
You can't control them directly, I think.
I want to see. I want to see if this Goliath sets them all.
He's gonna make it over here.
Come on! Oh,
Oh
no!
no, the vultures. No, Wraith. Oh, Goliath is gone.
All right. Well, that 3rd goes down, and I'm very nervous for Greath here. I think he's looking at a.
Got pretty badly turned around, isn't it?
He was just not making enough SCVs. This really shows how important like macro is, and the bot is just executing his macro all the time. I mean, Greath had some good trades. He had the tank set up in front of the natural and got some free unit kills and so on. But in the end, if you don't macro at home in that moment, you lose the game anyways, and the bot
Yeah.
is really abusing that fact.
Yeah, well said.
We surely can make a we have micro at home meme here, but I'm too tired to do it.
Oh, Spider-Man
This
kills a
is
tank on the left side.
This is not Greath playing. It's his sandwich.
Greath and
That's
boss.
fair.
Yes, his sandwich is playing. Has developed some kind of StarCraft abilities.
Do you think it's a cheese sandwich though?
No, it's pretty standard sandwich. Like turkey or something. I don't know.
All sandwiches are beautiful.
Look at the vultures trying to take down the side disruptor.
Yeah,
It's gonna take
I
them
mean,
forever.
It's interesting to see because this was a question someone had earlier, right? Like, how do these bots handle these neutral terrain features or terrain features that are a little outside of the box? And this one's doing it just fine, kind of like it's doing it. You don't expect to see that at all, really.
I think the logic is something like, oh hey vultures, if you have nothing better to do, then do this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
especially you're programmed for this map, right? So they know this exists. They know what it is. Hey, they
Yep.
killed. I think they got one of the side disruptors. Number 2's coming up.
How many are there? Like 10 at least.
There's a
judging
lot.
from the
Yeah,
Dark Channel.
which is why
Yes.
you want fire bats or tanks for this because of the splash. Vulture is not ideal.
Yes.
Greath is kind of pushing back because
Yeah.
the AI has only made vultures and wraiths. Do we see any more beefy units? A few tanks in the back.
Yeah, a couple tanks coming out now.
If some more don't come out, or some other units that can actually fight here don't come out with Goliath, then I think Greath can actually push even deeper, which is hilarious given his shattered economy.
Yeah, it's not impossible to turn it around, actually.
I mean, he could totally push in here and even knock down this base if, well, the counter is.
We do have some tanks though.
Yeah, the tanks are pretty scary here. Goliath's kind of marching in, trying to deal with the wraiths and the Goliaths, and the tanks at the same time.
There are some. We do see some tanks now from the AI.
And that's
Oh,
it.
GG.
Greath is out.
Yeah. By the way, before you leave, look at the command centers of our bot here. Every single command center has a sieged tank next to it as defense. So this is also like a small little detail. That's
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
it's, well,
I like that. I bet that seems like a very intentional thing the developer put there to,
Yes.
defend from vulture run bys and stuff.
Pretty good play from Mr. Sandwich there, by the way.
yeah, not bad. All right. So, all right, I think we're about done here then. Anything we specifically need to plug?
I think we should give everyone a minute or so to plug or say their farewells, if
Yeah.
that's okay with Vacuum.
Definitely.
Let's start with Johan then.
Johan, go.
Oh, I need to plug something. I don't know. But of course, thanks Falcon Paladin for casting these games.
Mhm.
Also, thanks to Sanko for arranging this. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
I hope people play against Banana Brain and Crona and SCHNAIL.
Yeah, should
We
do.
get some nice replays. Yeah.
Master A.
Yes. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to follow me, as I said, I'm a decently skilled Protoss player, I would say, like A rank on the remastered ladder right now. I'm streaming every weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday on my Twitch, which is called Master Ray. And I also have a YouTube channel where I upload like every single stream that I have. I do some casts as well. So yeah, if you want to check out my YouTube channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And I also have a 3-hour stream against the bots as well. So if you want to see more human versus bot action, you can check out that video. I will post it in the chat. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me on the show. I'm just a person who kind of is a fan of this stuff. So I was happy to play some more games and go over the replays and stuff. So yeah, thanks. And I've also known Falcon Paladin for quite a long time, but we never really talked or even did anything together. So it was cool to come on his channel, and thanks for hosting and everything, man. I really appreciate it, having me on again. So shout out to him. Shout out to Sanko, who kind of is the other organizer of things, helps put things together.
Fanboy detected.
So I want to thank the developers, obviously, for all their hard work. It is not easy to make these bots if that's not really clear. So shout out to them for all the work they do. I just kind of get to benefit from it, playing all these bots. So and again, if you want to find any of the stuff I'm doing, again, I'm mostly posting SC2, but I do post Brood War stuff. I like both games pretty evenly. My handle's a nice __ username. You probably see me post memes about Artosis raging on ladder. And you can go to my YouTube channel, a nice YT channel, on Twitter, nice _ username. Thanks again.
Purple wave.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching some bots. Reminder, if you haven't heard the first 15 plugs, you can play these bots yourselves. There's a link below the video. Click the description. Go to SCHNAIL.com. Play versus bots, or even better, if you've got an inkling to do a little bit of programming, even if you've just done a little bit of programming in your life, you can make these bots. The tools are out there. There's a great community. Go look up BWAPI, BWAPI, for making StarCraft bots. There's a very helpful community on Discord. You can ask questions if you get stuck. You can base your bots off of code that's already out there. So I hope to see folks playing bots. I hope to see folks making bots.
Hell yeah.
I think Haupan should go, and I will close the whole thing.
Yeah, so first, shout out to Sanko for making SCHNAIL, and which is a great software to connect human players and the bots, and it actually magnifies the weakness that some of the bots have. And also, I've never talked to Falcon Paladin, but I've watched so many of his videos on the pro games, and I really like them. So yeah, it's like a dream come true for me to finally be here and talk to him. We'll talk to all of you guys, and really appreciate this opportunity. And also the popularity. I think the SCHNAIL is gaining popularity. Which is a very good motivation for bot authors to develop their bots more. So yeah, it's a very, very great and exciting event for me. So thank you.
All right, and I will have some closing thoughts. I will be brief. SCHNAIL.com, you heard it like 25 times already. And we have a Patreon, and I would like to ask you to consider supporting us, because your support make the project possible, make it go smoother, and it makes shows like this possible with Falcon. And one of the ways is the Patreon page. You can see the link in the description. Other way is to order a plushie from the SCHNAIL store, which is soft and fluffy and enhances your leathering skills. It's 100% guaranteed. And I admit I am kind of a fanboy of Falcon as well. His casts gave me a lot of entertainment, so it's been great working with you and being on your stream. And of course, most importantly, consider supporting Falcon himself, because he's a good dude. And wrong direction. And yeah. Once again, SCHNAIL.com. I hope we can do something like this in the future. Again, this has been tremendous fun. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, chat was asking if we're going to do it again, and I think that's planned. Not sure when, but definitely in the future at some point, yeah?
All right.
Just hit me up.
All right, very good. All right, thanks, everybody. Enjoy your 4th of July if you're American. If not, enjoy a normal day.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back on this channel tomorrow with some more Brood War stuff, so hit that subscribe if you haven't already, if you're a visitor here. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, thanks for being here, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, until next time, please take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay.
account for the delay. There we go.